runs are just shows.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know that. I was wondering, like, where else do you...
But, like, the way they have a schedule is, like, they said, oh, we got to be there before 9, so we get the cheap house fee.
What is that?
Which is $10. If you show up after 9, it's like 40 or 60.
Oh, you have to pay to be there?
Yeah, we have to pay to be there.
You didn't know that?
No.
You work in the industry?
Yeah, we're independent contractors over there. Oh, you thought we got paid hourly?
No, I mean, I didn't really know. Like, I knew you guys didn't get paid hourly because technically you're hired, like, independently, but I didn't know. I had, like, no clue how you guys get paid.
No, we have to pay them to work there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
like, rent?
they got to pay them to shake their ass.
Yeah, we got to pay our pimp a little bit, you know? Our pimp.
Sheesh,
Like, here's a little kickback for pimping us out.
That's so funny. That's literally how it is.
It's like how hair salons work. Hair salons do the same thing,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, you mean like if it's like a booth rental or something?
Yeah, like a booth rentals, they do that, right? Like,
Yeah.
like rent their booth, and then do nail salons do that?
Yeah.
Some nail salons, like if you go into like a solar salon or something like that, where you just kind of like rent like a room or something, then yeah, they'll do that. But usually they just pay for that, and then they keep whatever they make. They just have to pay the month.
Yeah,
it's
like a rent.
weekly. Yeah, it's like a weekly rent.
Oh, is it for like your shop and stuff like that? That's how they would do it?
No, my shop is like it's all everybody works for the.
So they're not independent contractors? Or?
They are, but they get paid like a 60-40 split.
Oh, I see.
Because like cover everything.
Like
the rent, the
supplies,
overhead, the supplies, like
okay, that makes
all
sense,
utilities, everything.
So they just give like a part of what they make to...
Yeah, so like if you like had $100 bill, like a check, they would take 40.
Oh, okay.
And then they would keep 60.
Is that how most nail salons work?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But not every nail salon works like that, because like a lot of other nail salons, like when you rent like a space, you have to provide all your own shit. So like, do you think about it? Like a pedicure chair, like one of those things is like $4,000.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Christ.
And then like the polish, the collection of polish.
Yeah, like you need to have all your own supplies.
Yeah.
So,
So it just makes sense to like just pay the house.
yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a
how
pretty
it
cool
works.
layout, setup.
Yeah. That's just how it works. But yeah, they still get charged as 1099.
It's kind of like how we work out. It's like we're using your venue and your like whatever you provide. Like you're using your DJ, your everything.
Alcohol,
your alcohol. So we have to pay you to work there, and then you take part commission of whatever we sell and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, because you still split the commission with them, or?
As far as the private rooms do. So private rooms, we split the commission with them.
Oh, I see. Like
so
the
it's like a 25, 75.
That makes sense, because that's technically like your fee to use.
Yeah. But whatever we make at the like on the floor and stuff is just for us. And of course, we tip out the DJs and the managers and stuff like that. So
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So how does it work when you're working at like your art gallery? What do you do there? Are you on commissions?
Well, sort of. So like we have a gallery here in Vegas, and then we have one in Santa Monica that's like kind of in an arts, kind of like an art district out there. So there they get a lot of walk-ins where like, you know, somebody in my position could get a lot of commissions and a lot of sales. But here in Vegas, like our location is in like a super industrial part of town. So we don't get walk-ins. And when we do, they're like weirdos.
Yeah, they're usually like
Yeah, like people who aren't there to buy art, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't get a lot of commission on that, on like walk-ins and stuff, but we do like everything. So like residential, commercial, hospitality, and we just like we'll get hired by like a design firm when they're working on a space or something, and they'll say, hey, we need like an art package curated for this space. This is what it is. This is the narrative, and like we need you guys to like handle that. So that's what we do.
I see.
Yeah, on top of like literally everything else. Like we have clients that come to us and they're like, we need a statue of a custom donkey with a baby sitting on it with sombreros and like rent the most like out of pocket
It's
ideas.
Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like we do everything. Yeah.
So you have someone like paints all that stuff, or is it
Yeah.
just somehow able to find all that shit?
So like the company's been around for I want to say like 20 years.
Yeah.
So we've built like all these relationships with these artists and sculptors and fabricators and manufacturers to where like we just have like all the contacts. Whereas like the design firms don't, because it's like that's not always their wheelhouse. And art always comes last too. So it's like people don't always have a budget for the certain things. So they just buy like what's available. And whereas like we can provide you good quality stuff and like find solutions to your needs at your cost.
So are you like doing like ice sculptures and shit too, like that type of art, like, or is it more like metal art? Is there like something that you guys
There's really nothing that we probably couldn't do, honestly. But like ice, no, I don't. I personally haven't worked on like a project where we've done anything like that.
So it's not like a fucking like a gala, like, you know, like a
No, not really. Like we don't do temporary stuff like that, you know. Like we'll do
Are you guys like doing like the like fuck, the Bellagio stuff? Like, are you guys?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of like the hotels on the Strip are our clients. We're doing.
Oh, wow.
I don't even know if I should say this. We're doing a lot of stuff for Fontainebleau.
Oh,
which
okay,
is
gotcha.
cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So like Resorts World, all of
Oh
that
yeah,
too?
we did like all of Resorts World.
Oh shit.
God damn, those are some big ass contracts. Holy shit.
Wait, so like that Sphere? That's like
No. So like,
is that
it's more so like
the restaurants?
a lot of the restaurants we did. Have you been to what is it, Lucky Cat?
Yes.
Have you seen that huge cat
Yes.
sculpture? That thing. And then like we did all the guest room artwork. So that's another thing too, is like we get a lot of like huge quantity orders because it's like we have like international vendors that we work with and stuff where we can get like the really competitive cost.
So you guys aren't just doing like just straight up artwork. You guys are doing like designs and everything too.
I mean, honestly, yeah. Like if a designer came to us and was like, we need solutions to this, and it's like not necessarily in our scope, like we could find a solution for it, for sure.
I see.
So if we want like a giant bullhead logo with like, you know, in like a statue form, you can do that for us?
Yep.
Damn.
Absolutely.
You know, can we get like a giant bull that's like red and black and white with just giant balls hanging from it?
You absolutely can. I've had some stuff, even like framed
And then like
artwork.
have it like engraved on the ass, like embrace the fearless. Yeah, that'd be sick.
Might be a little gay, but
That's cool.
embrace the fearless on your ass cheek, dude.
Yeah, this is a giant bull with a fucking big testicles. Like embrace the fearless.
On his nuts or in his ass?
Sure, fuck it. Why not his nuts, man? That'd be sick. Like,
Yeah,
grab the bull by the horns. Like, fuck shit.
Like how much does it usually cost, like something just to get done like that? Like if it's
like
just a small
like
project.
a sign or something, or
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
so it all depends on like the artist costs.
Because it'd be a commission pay, right?
Yeah, and like size too.
And then you
but
just basically, I'm guessing the way you guys do business is you get the invoice from them, and then you guys add a little bit on top just to make commission.
yeah.
Makes sense.
I had seen this video where this girl like posted something and she's like, don't ever buy car parts from a car shop because I just learned how much they mark up on these things. I'm like, duh, how does any business make money?
Yeah,
like you
that's
have to
true.
buy and mark up for
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all are
Yeah,
like
that's
I get
funny.
it. Like if you can get your shit for cheaper, do it. But like
The reality is like it's a business. And
like we gotta make money, and plus
Yeah.
we do a lot. So
yeah, that's fucking crazy. So you guys are doing some major projects.
yeah. So that on top of like our Santa Monica gallery, and then it's like we have a total of like 50 employees that work not just in our galleries, but like remote, kind of all over. So we're working on like a lot of stuff
So
all over.
are you guys brokering it through like a website, or how are you guys doing these things?
I mean, we have a website where we kind of say like, hey, like come, like tell us about your project, and we can figure out how to help you. But I would call us more of like an art consulting firm. So it's like, you know, you kind of just come to us with your questions and your needs, and like we'll figure it out. But it's like the relationships that we've built with like a lot of the design firms all over the place. It's like we just get a lot of like hospitality commission or commercial jobs to where it's just like nonstop. Like there's always renovations and new builds to like buildings all the time.
I see.
Like even during COVID, I mean,
So is it like like, sorry to cut you off, but is it like an interior design type of firm too?
sort of, yeah. Like a lot of our employees and especially the people in leadership have that kind of experience. Like they've come from design firms. So like to work with us. We're like a design firm, but we specialize in like one thing for sure. But like we can take all your intricate floor plans and elevations and map out all the pieces that we want you to, that we think would look good in your space, and just kind of everything.
Damn, that's fucking dope.
Sick as fuck.
Yeah, I always liked that stuff, you know, because we're in real estate. Like
Okay.
Sebastian and I. So
Okay.
So
Yeah, I
like,
knew that.
Yeah, so we're like really. I am technically. My first project of ever like remodeling a house, I was like fucking laser beam focus, had everything drawn out, mapped out.
Yeah.
Like had everything done.
That's the way you have to do it.
Yeah, it's because like I couldn't picture it any other way,
No.
and it turned out so good.
Right.
So,
yeah. If you want
perfect.
good results, like especially for that kind of thing, like you got to put time into it.
yeah, just the satisfaction of like having it like on paper or in your head, and then seeing it come alive.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
So crazy.
It's such a good feeling. Like that's how I feel for all the projects we do. I'm like, oh, the hours that I put into this job, and I can finally look at it on the wall. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, that
for
makes
sure.
sense.
So what's your job exactly in there?
I'm a gallery coordinator.
Oh, gallery coordinator.
So I'm kind of, ever since COVID, everyone works remote basically. But I'm like the one person that has to be there because it's like we have shipments in and out all the time, samples and inventory and stuff like that. So I'm kind of like holding down the fort.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But, you know, it's kind of like one of those jobs where it's like, nothing isn't your job. Like Marcus always says this.
Yeah. There's always that one person that has to do everything.
Oh, yeah.
And that's you.
Well, I feel like everyone kind of does a little bit of everything, but they've actually tried to like minimize that because it causes a lot of confusion. But for me, for sure, it's like if I'm available, I'll get pulled into something. But I'm happy to do it. Like my job.
Interesting. When it comes down to it, it's like, how do you get leads? Or is the firm just giving you leads, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So like we have, for example, like our principal, who's the owner's son, who I'm actually like really close with their family because like the reason I started working there was because I babysat for them in high school.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so I'm really close with the family, but his job, as well as like some of the other leadership team that have been there for the 20 years, they are the ones that like build all those relationships and get all those leads. Like that's their job. I've thought about, there have been times where I'm like, I don't think I could do this because like the workloads are crazy, but it's such a cool job. And it's like, they make it so worth it because they're such good people too, that I'm just like, I don't ever want to leave here. Like I got it good.
Yeah. Cause at first, from my understanding, because of the last podcast, like I know you didn't have that much time to speak on it.
Yeah.
But like, I just thought maybe you were doing like artwork, like this type of stuff. You know what I mean?
I mean, we do, but like, it's definitely not like, we're not limited to anything like that.
But I mean, the projects that you guys deal with, it seems like it's so much more.
Yeah. I mean, but then again, it's like, we also get like your Hampton Inns, like in Kansas, where it's like, they need just like a pretty floral print on canvas with a black frame. Like,
Yeah, like I'm guessing like you would be the company that would like a new builder would reach out to, and then they'd be like, hey, we want this house to be kind of like mid-century modern.
Like we try to get everything. We try to get like your budget, just everything that we can up front, because it's like it just makes our job easier and like makes us more successful at like giving you what you want on the first try.
So I'm guessing the company's more like a sourcing company then in a way.
Well, for sure, yeah, because it's like all of these relationships that we have and these vendors that we have, it's like we're kind of like a middleman. So it's like people come to us because they don't have these relationships and they don't have these contacts. So they're like, we don't know who else to go to.
Yeah.
We
could use you for sure.
Use us.
I could just
Use us.
I want like a 10-foot Buddha fucking painting.
Got you.
when we get our warehouse, yo, deck this out.
Yeah.
So we have like this outfit that we work with out of China, and they can like take any photo and paint it custom and just make it look like the most photorealistic painting you've ever seen in your life.
Really?
Yeah, it's amazing. Like I've never seen anything like that.
Wait, so they take a photo?
Yeah, so it's like you send them a photo of like you and you're like, I know you've probably seen like where they do it of like people do it of like a past loved one, or like they'll have them paint like their grandkid in there that they never met or something, like for kind of like a sentimental value. But yeah, it's like you could take like a photo of the Grand Canyon and tell them I want this as a painting. They'll do it like by hand.
Wow.
And it looks like the photo. It's insane.
So a lot of the artwork that we get is from Bali.
Oh, okay.
So, because I don't know what it is, but I don't know if you work with anybody in Bali.
No, like nothing specifically comes off the top of my head. So there's
But like Bali is amazing, like that skull sculpture, and then
okay.
I have another one on the other side as well.
Oh yeah.
And they're all like hand carved.
That is neat.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Is it real?
Yeah, it's a real skull.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then they they carve it, like they humanely kill these things for
Okay,
food.
that's good.
But then they just reuse the skull, because what are they gonna do with the skull, right? So they just
That is so cool.
they hand carve everything, and then but those things are like $600 a pop, dude.
For sure.
Yeah, and I'm just like my appreciation for art for the for
I
Bali.
was gonna say I need to take a picture.
But yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, like Bali, I love them. I think you guys should definitely source some shit from Bali.
I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah, look into it. It's pretty good stuff.
Interesting.
With the whole industry of like AI coming into the art world.
Oh my gosh, it's so weird. We're actually like we're trying to like steer away from it because of copyright. Like we're so big on copyright. Like we don't want to take something and get like sued for copyright. You know what I mean? Like, and plus it's like with us being who we are and like having the relationships that we have with these artists, it's like we want to respect them and our relationship. True. That comes first. So we've tried to stay away from it, and also like, you know, because we do such big jobs, it's like if we used AI like at all, really, like we're putting ourselves at a pretty big risk.
Yeah.
But like we've done some research on it, and like like we post, our marketing team is super big on like staying up to date and post and sending things out to our clients, like email blasts with just information. So we've done a couple things on that, just kind of informing like our clients that don't really know much about it and like want to know about it.
Yeah.
Because it's like they also come. We have a lot of people that come to us and like they want answers around it. We're like, we don't even know. We're still trying to learn.
Yeah, AI is still new.
Yeah.
It's just getting better because like with Photoshop right now and like all of that shit, like I've been playing around with it a lot, and I'm just like, it's insane.
It's weird.
It's crazy. It is weird, like because the faces aren't right yet. They're kind of like smeared, and they're still trying to work on it because it's in beta mode. But it's insane. It makes me worried a little bit for a lot of the artists because I'm like, dude.
We had like one big artist that we work with, and have worked with for a really long time, come to us and ask us. He said like he sent us screenshots of this guy who was putting his pieces in an AI generator and like changing them and then selling them. And he was like, what do I do? And we're like, you 100%, like you have copyright on your pieces. We're like, we can't give you like real legal advice, but like you 100% have something here, and like you should kind of protect your artwork and definitely see something. And if you want to sue them for copyright, go, like by all means, we think you should.
Wow, I didn't even think about that. Just the thought of like people still, I know during the NFT movement, I don't know if you're familiar with that, people were stealing so much art from deviant art. I'm not sure if you're familiar.
Yeah, I know the thing. But that's where it becomes like so tricky. NFTs though, can't you track like who's an owner of something?
I don't know, Sebastian knows more about this.
Yeah. For the most part, you can track.
So it's
I
like
believe so.
You'll always know like with your NFT like who the creator was.
Yeah, I mean it's everything's in the blockchain from what I know.
Oh, the information.
Yeah, and all the information from the blockchain, so you know who like you started and stuff like that. But then it's like it just gets to this weird like.
But what if you like
gray area.
What if you were like 123 LLC created this blockchain? You know what I mean?
I mean, you won't be able to know who did it,
right?
But you'll find out the initial trails and stuff like that, and then where it's been sold to, from who, like who initiated, who it went to, and stuff like that.
Yeah, but the whole point of like NFTs was it's supposed to be like Bitcoin, which is untraceable. So it's kind of like,
I mean, it's still a track. There's still a trail of trace of stuff.
I thought like my whole understanding of NFTs was that they were kind of safe in that way. Like
no, I mean from what I'm hearing, you're able to track down and the blockchain, like where it's going from and stuff like that. As far as NFTs go, because they were saying something about doing stuff with like tickets and stuff like that to see like who bought the ticket, who originally bought the ticket and stuff like that, and go like that.
Like original agreements to the contract. Because like some would be like, if you buy this NFT, you'll get like a lifetime membership to. So
as far as crypto, and then I think crypto's a little bit different. I think crypto might be a little bit harder to track. But as far as like NFTs goes, because they were even talking about doing deeds and stuff like that in NFTs to see who it transfers to, who owned it before, and stuff like that.
Yeah, with the real estate.
Yeah, with the real estate and stuff. But I don't know. I don't even know if NFTs are still like popping like that.
I feel like they aren't. Like AI kind of.
AI kind of.
Literally, until you brought that up, I totally forgot NFTs existed.
Yeah. But like, because the only reason why I mentioned that is because the other day I was just looking on Google just for like a local store when I was in Summerlin, and I noticed that they're opening up a actual NFT store in there. Yeah, and I was like, NFT is still a thing?
Yeah,
it's like a whole like NFT store. It's pretty crazy.
But it's not like a physical object or anything, right?
I have no idea how they're gonna do this. I don't know what the concept is, but it's like the world's first, most integral NFT store, and I'm just like,
it could be cool.
Yeah.
Almost
it's probably gonna be something where it's like you see a bunch of screens and like whatever it's posted, you can like just put your QR code and like just buy it like that.
Almost like a virtual gallery, like a physical virtual gallery. Just kind of weird, but
I mean, it all supposed to play into like the metaverse, right? Like, that's what it's supposed to play into. It's basically like because like the new thing right now is the Apple Vision Pro. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's basically like a VR goggle.
Yeah.
But like it's translucent, so you can actually see through.
So it just kind of
it's like
adds to your reality with certain things.
Yeah. So like for example, I won't even have to touch my phone. I can just go onto my photos. I can go into my text messages, Instagram, and just browse everything from like a goggle.
Yeah, you won't even have to like touch the screen. You'll just be like dragging stuff like this. Yeah. So like it's like the scene from Iron Man. You know, he was like dragging all these things. So it's supposed to be like that. So you can have like your computer here, and you can do work right there, and then like you get a phone call, and you can like answer the phone call, like click on that, and it'll be FaceTime someone and all that stuff.
Neat.
And then like and then from what I heard, it's not gonna be like it's not gonna be a FaceTime. It's gonna be like a hologram with a person, so you can actually like feel like you're there with them. Yeah.
But that's the whole point of like NFTs was so that like if you were to get like collectible shoes NFTs, then you could wear it in the metaverse. So I'm guessing those two things might come together at one point in the future. So like it's kind of like having like an avatar, and then you ever play video games at all?
Yeah, I mean like avatar stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so you have an avatar, then you have to like buy
Yeah,
clothing for
yeah.
it, like a skin or something.
Okay, but like this part of the metaverse, I haven't heard of. Like,
So, you don't know what metaverse is?
I mean, not really.
So metaverse is just basically like virtual reality world. So imagine a world within a world that's created by technology.
Have you ever seen Sword Art Online?
Yes.
The anime?
Like that?
Yes. It's like it's like a world, or like Ready Player One. Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
Or the new one with Ryan Reynolds where he's in a video game?
Oh, yeah. What's that name?
There's like so many movies on these things for like virtual reality where you just basically are in another world of technology and you get to immerse yourself in there with, virtual
Wow.
reality glasses.
This is crazy.
Yeah, so I think NFTs are still around. They just kind of went not as public now, I think. And I think it's all going to correlate in the future once everything gets more like advanced and stuff like that. But basically, like you'll be able to like right now the goggles are pretty big, but as time goes by, they're gonna get more. And they're gonna come with like a bunch of like, oh, this is the basic model. You get it comes pixelated. Yeah. For another $100, you get a non-pixelated.
Yeah,
version.
like you get the M1 chip, M2 chip.
But it's gonna but eventually it's gonna get down to the point where I'm pretty sure it's gonna go down just in your contact lenses, and you're just gonna be able to fucking
Yeah, that'd be fucking crazy. Yeah. Well, they're supposed to they want to put the chip in your head.
Yeah, fuck that.
You know what I mean?
You bring a chip in your brain.
What is that? Like New World Order? Is that what that is?
I mean, it could be related to that if you want to go to conspiracy theories.
No, I don't.
But the Elon Musk, he's doing the computer chip in your brain and stuff like that. And it's from the way they're promoting it, it's supposed to be like beneficial to people because it can help like people who are like paralyzed to be able to walk again.
Really?
People who have like bad vision to get perfect vision again and stuff like that because it's like fucks with your system, your nervous system and stuff like that.
My grandma kind of goes on a tangent about this stuff. Like, have you heard about med beds?
No.
They're basically like these medical beds, like almost like and it rebuilds your cells.
Yeah. It's like using like red light therapy and all these other things, and basically,
but it's like supposed to have like that same effect.
It's
where it can cure you of fucking cancer.
Yeah. It's like the in Star Wars where they have that chamber where you just go in and it's like filled with fluid and they just like heal up. Yeah, it's like a fucking.
It's like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
When they're in that little tube chamber, they're fucking healing.
Yeah, exactly what it is. Yeah.
That would be sick. Imagine having like a chamber you go in and it increases the gravity, and this is how you work out. That'd be sick.
That would be cool.
Yeah, it's Dragon Ball Z.
Oh yeah, you're a
hyperbolic
fitness chick too, right?
I try. I mean, I literally haven't been able to go, so that's kind of a bummer. But
for everybody who don't know what happened, is her arm's broken? Is it broken?
My wrist.
Is
my
it?
Wrist.
Oh, is your wrist like broken?
Yeah, a bone. Do you see your wrist in your hand that has so many little bones in there? It's like one of the scaphoid bone is like the one right underneath your thumb. So it's like I can't do this.
Okay.
I can't really like move my thumb. Like,
shit.
It's just.
All right, so what happened? You got in a car accident, right?
Yeah.
T-boned? You T-boned someone? You ran?
No, I didn't. Somebody ran a red and I hit them.
Oh fuck.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And
so I'm assuming your hands just went.
I don't even know. I don't remember, but I was thinking like, cause my airbag went off. So my mom's like boyfriend was saying if that, hit, and I sit like close up to so he always like gives me shit for that. But,
Oh, you drive like the typical woman, like the steering wheel, and you're like,
literally,
like all the way.
Yeah. Like my sister gets mad at me for it. She's like, if you get in an accident, you're gonna fucking die. I'm like, well, I gotta be able to see.
But you didn't break anything else, right? Like you didn't.
No, yeah. Luckily, the rest of me is like okay.
Oh, that's.
I'm
good.
like, I don't really know.
I mean, so it worked out. It worked out because, like, I mean, if you're sitting that close, I can imagine it like just snapping your nose.
100%. Like, I got out of there with like I would say pretty minor injuries.
That's good.
it probably hit her all her chest because she's driving like this.
That was what happened. Like the last week, like up until last week, every morning I'd wake up and it would be like so hard for me to breathe.
Oh shit!
So bad.
Damn.
Yeah.
Just straight up chest punch.
Yeah, they did. I don't even remember if they did x-rays of like my torso or anything, but they did my hands for sure. And I don't remember.
Jeez.
She just got a straight up chest pump.
Yeah.
I mean, chest punch. Bam.
You probably were like winded, huh? You probably got.
Yeah, like
Did you black out?
Yeah, I don't really remember. I just remember like closing my eyes and
Boom.
waking up in my car and like smoke everywhere. I couldn't open my door. I was freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
Cause like I'm inhaling all this smoke too. It's like I just like didn't know what to do. I got out pretty fast. Like I fucking ripped that shit open.
When all that adrenaline running through your body and everything, you're like, fuck.
All those endorphins.
When the paramedics came on scene, I was like, I was like just crying. I'm like, I'm fine. like, maybe check them out. Like, I'm totally fine. Like, I'm looking up and down. I'm like, I'm fine. My arm's bleeding. But I didn't feel anything. Like, I felt
endorphins.
Yeah. So I got out of that car and I was like, oh my God, like, I'm alive.
It's so crazy what adrenaline can do to you, right?
Yeah,
like when you get into this type of shit, like you feel like nothing happened. You're like, oh, I'm good. You're right. Yeah, you're good. Okay, I'm good too. And you're like, your arms like flailing around.
Yeah. Like, and whenever you hear stories about like people that get shot and stuff, they're like, I just felt like a little burn on my back. And then like all of a sudden I see this pool of blood and then I start feeling more pain. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's
like, you don't even
terrifying.
like realize certain things. Like for me, like I didn't even realize anything. I was in the car going to the ER and I was like, oh, I was like start crying. I was like, guys, I don't think I'm okay.
After like a few hours, you start feeling all the pain and shit. Like,
Oh my God.
fuck, what the fuck just happened?
It was awful.
Was it?
Awful.
I bet. I can only imagine. You just fucking feel it one time just as it's dropping. You're just, like literally got
It
hit
just
by a
starts
train.
slowly starts creeping
No,
up on you. And
when
shit.
I was like, I didn't know how to. People are like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I was hit by a train.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to describe it to you. Like my whole body hurt.
Yeah, it's fucking.
It
It's
was like a really intense all day workout after effects.
yeah. Plus COVID on top of that.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah.
Dude, COVID felt like you got hit by a train for sure.
Yeah,
I actually never had COVID.
really?
Yeah.
You better knock on some wood, homegirl.
Did you get the vaccination?
I did. But even like up and before then, like I didn't. I wanted to get that antibody test to know if I had it, but I never did. So
I mean, some people were like asymptomatic, weren't they?
Yeah,
Like, very
so-
few people were asymptomatic.
yeah, so it's like I could have had it and just not known.
Because I remember I caught it about twice, and each time I felt like I got hit by a train. I was like, holy
That's
shit.
how like everyone I know that got it felt. So I was like, that's why I was not like, nah, I never had it.
But it was weird when it happened because it was right after the gyms opened back up. So I went to go hit the gym, and I was like, oh man, maybe I'm just really fucking sore. Holy shit. And then everyone I went to the gym with were the same way. And they're like, nah, we got COVID.
You just gotta pass the virus around just to get it over with.
Jeez.
Yeah, but that was a trip. COVID was a whole thing. What's your COVID
scary.
like?
It was, for me, it was like scary. Like not like aside from work. I mean, I would cry because I thought I was going to get like laid off. So I was like, what am I going to do?
I gotta start an OnlyFans.
That would have been a good idea though.
Yeah, see, art, digital
Oh
art.
my God. It was scary. Like I had major anxiety because I remember the first time I ever heard about it, I saw a thing on Twitter, like a headline on Twitter. And I was like, nah. I was like, we see shit like this all the time. This is not like, I'm not even going to trip about it. And the next thing I know, the fucking world is shutting down. I was in a relationship. So it was weird because it was like, I was living with my like mom at the time and like my grandma's there, my mom's boyfriend's there. It's just like everybody's there. So I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't want to like live in a house with my mom and grandma who aren't like the healthiest and like get one of them sick. But they're like super Trump.
Oh, really?
Both of them are like, fuck COVID, we don't care. Like, well, I do, so I'm gonna go stay over here. So I pretty much feel like I stayed with my boyfriend at the time, like, which was kind of nice.
And you didn't get no COVID babies?
Hell no.
Oh,
19.
responsible. It
she's
stopped
only
a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true.
It
There's
stopped a lot of
COVID
people.
babies.
I mean, what else did you do? You know, besides sit with each other, you get bored, you fuck.
yeah.
Oh, I mean, you be careful.
I'm pretty sure if I was in a relationship, I'd
She's like birth control, motherfucker.
And he was very like didn't want kids,
Oh,
so
okay.
he was.
So that
very
worked out,
careful.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because if I had a girlfriend during quarantine, bro, be fucking palooza for sure.
I mean, I have a girlfriend and we went through COVID together and we didn't have no kids, but that's because of birth control.
Yep.
Yeah.
The go-to right there.
See, responsible.
Yeah.
Responsibility, people.
Yeah.
The other ones
right.
were.
We'll already have one kid.
Yeah,
so.
true. That,
Yeah, I do. He comes and goes. So his mom lives in Hawaii.
Oh, so it's not his mom isn't your
No,
girlfriend, wife?
No. So we're not together anymore. But
Oh.
my son lives half the year in Hawaii. Amazing. And then he lives the other half here.
Okay, yeah, I know a lot of people that do it like that.
Yeah. So
I think like I almost think in a way it's better than like having two parents in the same place and going I would hate that. Like to go back and forth
yeah.
every week, like every middle of the week, pack up your shit, lug it over to dad. Don't left this shit at mom's house. I would absolutely hate
Like,
that.
fuck, I gotta wait until next week.
yeah,
no,
no.
my son is like, damn, I gotta wait 6 months.
by that time, he forgets all about it.
Yeah. I mean, he's in Hawaii, so
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I'm sure he could be like, Dad, ship this to me.
yeah, that's exactly what he does.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's like, Dad, can you send my boxing gloves?
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, what else? And then I'll send it, and then he'll call me and he'll be like, Dad, could you send me this too. I'm like, why didn't you just tell me? I had a big ass box. I was like, dude, I had a huge box and I just put your fucking gloves in there and that's it. And then I spent $20 to send it to you.
That where you could have put,
yeah.
No,
and I'm just like, all right. So now I just know, like, all right, what do you need?
Yeah.
What else? And then I'll walk around the house. I'm like, do you want this? And I'll point at the painting, like, do you want this thing? I will ship it to you.
That's so funny.
Yeah, because it's inconvenient to like just go and like ship out a box full of stuff and then you have to pay a whole bunch of money every time.
No, it's a lot.
Yeah, so like now
especially like to Hawaii, they gotta put it on a plane or a boat.
Yeah. And then
money.
yeah, and then the other thing is like now I just like if it's not that expensive,
You'll order it for it.
Yeah, I'll just Amazon it straight to.
I was gonna say like I would have told them Amazon like fucking here's my account. Yep. You get an allowance. If it's cheaper for you to buy it there, do that.
Exactly. That's exactly. See, the common sense just plays.
Come on. Oh my god.
But his gloves were pretty expensive, so I was like, all right.
Okay, well that makes sense.
It's boxing gloves.
And like things of sentimental value, like I get that too.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
But it's fun though. Like the good thing about being a young parent is that like you have the energy to hang out with them. You know what I mean? So.
My sister is 24. She has a 3-year-old. Yeah, that was a COVID baby.
Oh yeah.
She was born right before COVID. But like
that's easy though. Like that's like the perfect scenario.
Yeah. No,
like,
it was great.
The world shuts down and then you get 2 years to raise your kid.
And you know how much they were giving people employment or unemployment? Like so her baby daddy got laid off and was getting like all this money. I don't think she was working at the time. Oh yeah, because she got pregnant. So she wasn't working. But yeah, like they were just kind of living at home with the baby. Yeah.
That's perfect because the first 2 years are terrible anyway. So
that must have been nice.
Yeah.
You know, like you actually spent time with the kid while they're newborn and shit like that.
Gosh, yeah.
Watch his first steps.
She fucking sat on her living room floor, baby in the lap, and like a little beanbag thingy, Fortnite. Like all day long Fortnite. And I think like Call of Duty or something. I don't know.
That's crazy. Just the thought of like that women, like, because like growing up for us, like in our like early teenage years, there was like, it was so rare for girls to play video games.
Yeah.
And now this new generation is like every girl plays
video games. There's like all these gamers and streamers and cosplay people, like,
yeah, the OnlyFans
women.
Yeah, the OnlyFans girls too.
They be making bank.
Yeah, they're making like we know one. Actually, we know a few. One of them makes like one of the girls that I know that is a streamer. She makes $30,000 because like she streams on Twitch and then she makes money from Twitch and then she's got her OnlyFans page which she promotes and then she's got a YouTube which she like uploads all of her Twitch videos to.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And then it's like I'm like, what the hell, dude? That's crazy. But
like 30,000 in what time period?
In a month.
Wow.
She makes $30K a month from like just OnlyFans content because she's just like. She's the ooh girl, you know what I mean?
Yeah. People love that shit.
Yeah.
Where did ooh even come from?
It's anime.
Korean thing?
Was it a Korean thing?
I don't know.
It's
what is that? Somebody taught me this. The little heart.
Yeah, that's
thing.
Korean.
Yeah.
That's not Korean. That's Asian. Period, bro. What do you
I know. I just know there's a lot of Koreans do it.
Yeah, I was told it was a Korean thing. I don't know.
I wasn't sure that it was a Korean. I was
told. I found out it was a Korean thing. But then a lot of Asians do it because of the Koreans. I feel like.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so? You think K-pop blew it up? Probably.
Yeah, I think so. K-pop blows up a lot of shit.
I don't know. I just know Vietnamese is like this. You do this thing.
This?
Yeah. It means vagina.
Oh, nice.
Nice. I don't see how it resembles a heart, but okay.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. I was like, heart.
I love it.
Oh, but vagina, I get it.
Yeah, it's like it's a totally perverted joke.
Yeah.
Right.
And I used to when I was a teenager, my parents used to send me off because they wanted me to like experience Asia and like the third world country, right?
That's cool.
And I was like, all right, cool, I'll go, have fun. But like everybody there, they're so fucking carefree because they're like all broke anyway.
So like what they thought it would teach you, it kind of taught you the opposite.
No, it's like it taught me to really appreciate everything I have for sure because it's rough. Where are you from?
Here, Vegas.
Oh, really? Like where's your family from originally? Like roots?
I mean, like on my dad's side, like my great grandparents are from like Mexico.
Okay.
My dad though was born in Seattle, and my mom and like her 5 generations before her were born here or like lived here, Vegas, like California kind of thing.
So she's Mexican too, or?
My mom's not. No.
Oh,
my mom's like blonde hair, blue eyes.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you're like super Americanized.
Yeah. Yeah.
To the whole family. That makes sense.
Yeah, because like also like my dad's side of the family, like I don't really talk to them much.
Oh, really? Well, no, I was just trying to make a point. Yeah.
No, yeah, but anyways.
Yeah, I was just trying to make a point. Like if you went back and you were to like see your like your dad's like, you know, family growing up in Mexico like generations ago. But I mean, you're just so Americanized that it wouldn't even work probably.
I mean, no, I'm American. recognize, but like I'm humble and
And I'm not saying that you're
grateful
not,
person.
but I'm just saying, like, when you see like real third world struggles,
No, for sure.
it's like, damn.
It's almost like too. I feel like a lot of, I guess, speaking for myself and maybe people like my age who are also fit into this category. It's almost like we're desensitized to it because like I can look at it and be like, oh, that's sad.
Yeah, like
And it's awful. Like I hate that. I really hate it.
That's just so cold sounding.
she was just like,
swipe.
It's really bad. Like
that's so true.
It's like, oh, poor dog's dying. Oh,
well,
next.
no, okay, dogs, that's different. I'm an animal person.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I don't
Yeah, those
know.
commercials that we would get late at night with the help these hungry kids in Africa, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit wouldn't work for these kids.
Yeah.
They'd be like, swipe.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, no, but it's different though. It's like one thing, like, because I'm the same way. I'll see these videos, I'm like, you don't get it.
Yeah.
But when you like immerse
You see
yourself
it,
there
yeah.
and you're in that area, you're just like, okay, this is real world shit.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, oh, fuck. Like, remember when we went to Thailand?
Yeah.
I went to go check out some of those temples, and then we saw those little kids
Working.
working, and then they were like going to school. They were tiny kids. I mean, like,
In
these kids,
Mexico too.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
on
for
the
sure.
street sell this shit.
yeah, they like chicle. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But have you been to Mexico?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, I've definitely seen, but I feel like you could take kids to fucking downtown LA now and scare them shitless.
Yeah, LA is a different animal.
But I mean, for real, it's bad.
Yeah, it's
Or
bad.
like, have you seen
California got bad, for sure. California got real bad.
Yeah.
San Fran? Oh my God, like homeless people everywhere. And have you seen like, it's a new drug that's like hitting the streets, like fentanyl, ketamine, but they call it something.
I know what
What?
And it's in
I
like
posted-
Virginia. There's a
Oh,
place
I
in
know
Virginia.
exactly what you're talking about. People
And
are like bent over.
Yeah, it's called Tranq.
Tranq.
Yeah, Tranq.
And they're like fucking zombies.
Yeah, they're just like all bent over.
And
And
I've
like,
seen documentaries on it. It's like you can't even walk these areas alone.
so it's fentanyl and ketamine.
Kind of something like that. I don't know.
Tranq is a very powerful sedative that is used to amplify the effects of heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl.
Holy shit!
So if you guys follow us on our Instagram page, I actually did post an article about it and talked about it. So, go follow it, hit it like, all that shit, comment
Period.
below. But yeah, it's right there.
yeah, I saw that post.
But yeah, so in Kensington neighborhood, the Kensington neighborhood in Philadelphia is affected by a terrible drug epidemic where those who consume the so-called Tranq have a terrible side effect, including ending up getting their extremities amputated due to the infection
Damn.
caused by the constant consumption via needles. In an open market for drug acquisitions and the constant growing community has now streets full of people who are consuming xylazine, aka Tranq.
Dude, okay, so what's worse though? What would you rather deal with? Fucking people on bath salts or Tranq?
Well, the only story
That's
I've
supposed to be
ever
attacking
heard,
you.
only story I've ever heard was that person that got their face eaten
Yeah,
by the guy on bath salts.
Florida.
So yeah, it was fucking Florida. I had traveled to Florida too, like that same week that fucking
Oh, the bath
news
salts.
story came out. So I was scared as hell.
How you get someone to become a real zombie? Tranq with bath salts.
Oh
Yeah,
my, you
Damn.
would die.
yeah, they would probably die. For sure.
For sure. Yeah.
But I mean, I guess I would have to say Tranq, but like, fuck.
Yeah, that's like.
Oh, you know what's a new thing that's actually going on too? There's a lot of people that will go to like Mexico and stuff to get medication and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, the cartel got into the pharmacies there, and they're chopping up like the medication with fentanyl.
No way.
Yeah. So they're chopping up the medication with fentanyl and giving up to these like tourists who like come into Mexico to get like cheaper medication and stuff like that. So it's like fucking up a lot of people in that type of sense too.
That's scary.
I think it said fentanyl and heroin. I came across another weird article because
You
probably
can put heroin in like a pill form.
Yeah.
But what does the cartel get from this?
More money.
well, because like I guess there's not enough supply for it, so they'll be mixing it with
so
like
it
this
gives
stuff.
them more product.
Yeah, so they get more product and stuff like that. So then they're able to sell, and the cartel's going with that, with the pharmaceuticals and shit like that. And the pharmacy doesn't give fuck. It's like, we're gonna sell anyway, and then you're gonna need medicine to get more medicine.
Yeah, that's their whole cycle.
Yeah.
It just gets people addicted, more money. You know,
If it doesn't kill you and shit like that. Yeah.
that makes
I
sense.
really hate that. If there's one thing I could change about the world, it would be that.
Drugs,
Yeah.
but drugs can be good and
The good ones are fine. That type of shit is not. Fentanyl, fuck that shit.
yeah.
And all the other things that just fucking fry you.
Fentanyl had to have some type of purpose made though.
It is. It's like a morphine. It's like a painkiller. So like, for example, this is why I'm very passionate about this. But my dad was a drug addict.
Oh, okay.
And so like back in 2007, fentanyl was like pretty common, like commonly used as like a painkiller. So he would go to his doctor, say, I'm in pain, blah, blah, blah. They gave him fentanyl in like patch form, and that's what killed him.
Yeah.
He overdosed on it. Like,
oh wow.
so I don't know, like my mom probably, this was like another thing. My mom could have like sued the doctor knowing that he's like a fucking addict and just giving him like that's just what doctors do. They don't care. Like
That's big pharma. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so bad. So like I would fucking burn that system down to the ground.
You know what though? We've had discussions where like we've talked about the medical industry.
Yeah.
And like I've given my thought of like, you know, like these doctors, they're also very desensitized.
They are.
Think about it, just to get the education, they have to spend 8 years minimum just to get like their medical license, right? And then on top of that, then they're stacked with like $200,000 to $300,000 depending on what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like if they're a surgeon, they have way more school plus more debt coming,
Yeah.
and they're not making a single dime. So this interest is just stacking.
And plus, it's like everybody needs care. So it's like, and there's not enough people that are willing to like put the all that effort and all that money and time into becoming these, being in these positions. And so, like,
but that's what I'm saying. It's like they end up getting desensitized because they see like, oh, I'm making money.
Oh, 100%.
You know,
because they'll get in such big debt, and these pharmaceutical companies will have like these
approach
them like, hey, you know, if you push this drug more, we'll give you this amount of money for pushing this one better. You know what's
even crazier is that I was talking to my doctor and he was like, oh yeah, dude, there's so many regulations where like as soon as I got my medical license, they made me sign certain things that state I will not sell these things. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like he can't prescribe it. So
sounds like a good thing, but
no, it's actually a bad thing.
Yeah.
So like for example, like there's, when it comes to like men's testosterone, right? Like if you have like a low testosterone issue, you technically cannot prescribe certain medications to get those things back up naturally. They want you to go the other way. So they want you to get on testosterone and gels and all these stuff.
Things that will totally like fluctuate all the hormones in your body.
Yeah, but the weird thing is if you're a woman and you go into the doctors and you say, oh, I have a cyst on my ovaries or something, they'll just say, oh yeah, here's birth control.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Isn't it
so
fucking,
bad.
it's a fucked up, it's a fucked up double standard.
Listen to this. So when I was 19, I got on like Medicaid because my mother also is not into the big pharma. Like she never took us to doctors and stuff. So when I was 19 and I was working, but you know, making not enough to where I could get on Medicaid. I remember going to the doctor and I was like, you know, I don't really know what I should tell her, but like, I feel like there are things like my anxiety was a thing, and it was her idea to put me on birth control. She's like, well, you're 19. Are you sexually active? Okay, well, can we get you started on some birth control? And I was scared as hell because I had seen my older sisters get on it and it fucking made them nuts. And, but I did it. Luckily, like I didn't have any crazy side effects from it, but she also at the same time had me start an antidepressant. And I literally after that, like months after that, I wanted to fucking kill myself.
What?
Like literally kill myself.
Really?
And I went back to her. I was like, something is wrong. Like I'm depressed and I got anxiety, but this is bad. And so she took me off the antidepressant and then like put me on. She was like, okay, I'm gonna give you Vicodin for your anxiety. And then I was like, okay, like I didn't really know anything about it, but I was like, okay. She's like, wait, how old are you again? I was like 19. She's like, okay, don't tell anyone that I was going to put you on Vicodin. And I was like, okay. And she like put me on something else, which is like, it's like a Benadryl.
Oh no.
But yeah, so yeah, like shit.
Yeah, Vicodin is highly addictive.
After that, I was like, I'm going to figure this shit out for myself.
Yeah, because like it's like it shows the incompetence of like medical professionals.
Literally, yeah.
It's like, dude, what? Like imagine she could have fucked your life up if she had given you those pills.
Totally. I was a 19-year-old who like, you know, my whole dad's side of the family, they're all addicts. So it's like, I feel like that's like almost genetic. So I was like, don't give me these things because I probably won't live that long.
You're like, I got 3 years. That's it.
Yeah. And then I learned that, you know, all of these things, I can fix myself.
Is that why you're like really into the fitness?
Totally.
That's awesome.
Totally. Yeah.
So do you feel like you've cured your your depression?
No.
But I think that's just a natural thing though. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I feel like it's something like, I feel like a melancholy person, you know, like I feel like it'll just always kind of stick around. I just have to like make the best out of life.
I get you on that. Yeah. I get like that too. Like if nothing's really going on and I'm not like achieving the things that I need to, I get into a very weird depressive state. Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah. I go fucking psycho when I have nothing to do. Like if you ask Yeah, if you ask Seabass,
Yeah.
I call him and I'm like, dude, I got this idea, blah, 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 and I'll just go on and I'm like, all right, yeah, that's cool. Let's do
I
it.
can see that.
Like, let's go.
He's probably like, yes.
Okay, let's do it. Well, I'm always like, fuck it, let's do it.
Down, yeah.
Yeah, because
Good. Like,
yeah, I can't quiet my mind like you. You know what I mean? Like, I can't quiet my mind at all. Like, it's just the
Yeah.
same. It's probably the same thing.
yeah, for sure. But it's like, I feel like it can be so beneficial or it can like totally drive you into the ground. Cause it's like you can, I don't know, it just really comes down to like the choices that you make. It's like, for example, I know a lot of people that are that way and they just like always need someone around. That's great, but make sure it's good people. Like
Yeah, true.
if you have all these kids around you that are your age and they're all fucking depressed and all they want to do is smoke and take
Chill.
drugs and fucking drink and get blackout drunk every night, you gotta fix something because nothing is gonna change. You're not gonna. But it's like having that. It's like, okay, use that to your advantage.
Yeah.
And like just switch up your circle. If you're someone who always needs people around, just make sure it's good people.
Yeah. They always say like the 5 people you hang around, you become the 6th one.
Totally.
Yeah.
I totally believe that. Like,
So you're on this like whole more natural route and everything, like you were saying, like fix everything. Like, what were some things that you have done to like?
for like anxiety and depression, I feel like it really comes down. I think therapy is great. I just think like therapy in itself, like I don't really think you should maybe see a psychiatrist if you have like some really crazy things going on. But if it's really just like, you know,
Easy things to like
your mood or like you're stressed out all the time or you're having panic attacks, like I just feel like there's so many things that like in your life that you can change. Literally as simple as the food that you're putting in your body, like switch that up. Get out of a certain environment that's not, you know, you're only going to grow as big as your environment if you're not in a place that, you know, just like it's almost so motivating because it's like you get to a point where you're just like, I don't want to feel that way anymore. And you'll literally do anything to make it better.
Were you like a really deep in depression?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But like that was definitely when I was younger. I'm definitely like, I don't want to kill myself.
Yeah. No.
But I reached that point at a time in my life and like that was scary. And there are definitely times where I almost start feeling similar feelings that I, you know, would feel back then. And I'm like, oh no, like something needs to change.
Yeah, like you probably figured out your trigger, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Like where it stems from, at least.
Yeah, I don't.
You ever done like DMT? I know you're not you're not a drug person, but
I'm so not.
not even like a shroom trip.
I've done shrooms, which that's probably the only psychedelic I'd ever do again. Because it was cool. Like, and microdosing, I support that fully. But I've never done acid. I've never done Molly, ecstasy.
Yeah. Kind of avoid like the traditional man-made drugs.
I'm just really sensitive to that shit. Like I could take a hit from a joint and I'm like so, and even alcohol, like I'm such a lightweight, but I've always been that way. So,
Yeah.
you know, I've just not really had super great experiences with it to where it's like, you
I mean, the weed in the U.S. is fucking strong as fuck.
Yeah, it's not real weed, dude.
Yeah, that shit's like enhanced like crazily.
Yeah.
And California weed off the charts.
Yeah. But it's not real weed though. You know what I mean? It's like it's grown.
Like genetically modified.
Yeah, it is. That's the reality. Like
I actually didn't really
GMO
know
weed.
that. So what you're saying is my plug back in 2019 had better product than
I mean, healthier product.
yeah.
Yeah, probably. Like if like plants, right? For example, yes, there's like if you're doing it for profit, you're gonna give it the best like nutrients in order for it to get to the level of strength that it is, and then you're probably gonna enrich the soil with other things, right? Does that mean that it's all natural? Probably not. That's like saying like, all right, I work out, but you know what? I'm gonna start shoving creatine in my body.
Right.
That's synthetically made. It's not creatine from like beef or anything like that. It's made in a lab somewhere.
Yeah, so you're taking a pill every day.
Yeah, and then let's say like now I'm starting to shoot testosterone and tren in my body or whatever, and now I'm starting to get beefed up, right? But that doesn't mean that I'm natty.
No.
You know what I mean? That just means that I've been enhanced and it's the same product. It's enhanced product.
But when it comes to like the profit side of things, wouldn't you spend more?
No, because it's such a big business.
You just charge more.
No, you sell it by volume.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, it is really expensive now. Like weed back in the day used to be like dirt cheap.
$10 a gram.
Yeah. For real.
Can't even get a pre-roll for $10. So bad.
That's because of the taxes though. Because the
That's true,
state was like, I'm gonna
Nevada, but doesn't California not tax weed? I don't know.
I don't
I could
know.
be wrong. I feel like
California taxes everything.
I mean, duh, like they're so expensive, but I feel like weed is not. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Could be wrong.
I like my half of my family worked in dispensaries, so I feel like I've heard that before, but I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. Actually, this is a good question. But just the thought of like it's California, so they tax on everything.
It's like no state tax
on California weed.
I think.
Well, Sebastian will do it.
Let me see. California cannabis sales tax. California cannabis sales tax is 50% on all retail sales. The California cannabis sales tax is 50% on all retail sales.
Oh, so I just
Includes both recreational and medical sales.
So they do tax on everything.
Yeah, just 15%. Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
so I'm a liar. But Nevada is like way higher.
Yeah. I think it is way higher here just because. But it makes sense though, because you have to think about the population. The population in California is huge.
Yeah.
And-
Ours is growing.
Yeah.
Like,
But it's not like California though. California is heavily populated.
Yeah.
And it's being ruined.
Yeah. In Nevada, it's a 15% exercise tax and a sales tax.
Also, it's 30%.
Yeah, about, yeah.
And then over there was
Just 15.
just 15.
Yeah,
So
just
it's half
Yeah.
of what California or what Vegas is paying. That makes sense. That's why you can't find a pre-roll for less than 10.
Yeah, so the 15% excise tax is imposed on wholesale transactions between cultivator and retailer, and then there's based fair market value of marijuana.
Damn. I wanted to touch on something because you were saying holistically you try to solve your anxiety and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's funny because we were just talking to Destiny about her anxiety problems too. We had a whole
We talk about that all the time.
you?
I feel like we trauma bond.
that makes sense. But like I came across a discovery recently where because I sometimes have panic attacks.
Oh.
And it's
that new?
I figured out where it came from. It's
Okay.
because I'm highly caffeinated.
Oh yeah.
And like the high, because I've been drinking decaf coffee like every day now, and like I have not had. I'm actually way more focused now.
How much coffee were you drinking?
A
today?
lot of fucking coffee. Like I mean, it's
that'll do
like
it.
like I just drink like 2 or 3 cups of black coffee like throughout the mornings,
Yeah.
and then I'm like jumping into work, like into the gym, and it's like fucking pre-workout, and then now I'm like, why do I feel like I'm gonna die?
Yeah, like
you know
your
what I mean?
heart's pounding,
Yeah.
you're dizzy.
Yeah, and then I'm like getting weird like anxiety attacks as I'm like out in public,
Oh no.
and I'm just like,
you get like overstimulated.
yeah, super overstimulated.
Jeez.
So, but ever since I started cutting back on it and went decaf, like the energy level is kind of low now, but it's so much more focused.
Yeah.
And no more anxiety.
It totally cuts out like the brain fog and
Yeah.
so many different things. But like, have you been a coffee drinker for a long time?
Yes. And it's always black coffee.
Yeah. I used to do the same thing. Like that happened to me too. But like right around high school, I was drinking like fucking venti, 3 of those like black iced coffees a day.
Damn.
Yeah. And
It's also all the sugar
and I was
probably in
doing
there.
Adderall.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you. Adderall is fucking basically cocaine in a pill. So
Yeah. But I like it better than cocaine.
I can't function. I need caffeine.
Yeah,
without
I'm the same
caffeine.
way, but like
Yeah.
regulated.
No, that's why I started taking caffeine pills because I can manage exactly how much, and I don't cap. I cap mine at 400 milligrams. So if I have 400 milligrams, I'm like, there's no more caffeine for me for the day.
Yeah.
But like if I don't hit the 400, I'm like, here goes another 100. Let's go.
you're like, let's get fucking
Because I went through a phase. You remember I was like, I cut off caffeine and everything,
Yeah.
and I just got lazy.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do shit, and I was like, man, my gyms were trash, and I was like, fuck this, and I was like, fuck this. I'm taking caffeine again.
Dude, I mean, it got to the point where like I would sit in front of my desktop and I'm trying to work on paperwork and I'm just like, I can't fucking do this. My eyes are like fucking bouncing all across the screen and I'm just like, I can't sit here and like actually type. I'm too wired right now.
Maybe, what do they say about, there are certain people, they say that caffeine makes you tired. Something in the
I
brain.
mean, it's everyone's body's different. So like
Yeah.
every substance that we take affects everyone differently. Like some people, the alcohol you can drink, and they function perfectly, actually function better
Yeah,
than they do
weed
sober.
too, yeah.
And then there's people that drink and they're like out.
Yeah.
And then weed, I don't get it. Like how you fucking smoke weed and function throughout the day? Like me, I'm just
Yeah, literally.
I don't want to do shit. I'm like I can't do this. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then like caffeine, if I don't have caffeine, I can't function. Like I get so lazy and like comfortable. I don't want to do nothing. Yeah. But I have some caffeine. I'm like, all right, I can do something. Like let me go work.
Yeah. It's
But
just the dosage.
I have to dose this. I dose mine throughout the day, so I have like 100 in the morning, 100 in like lunchtime, and then evening. Just depends if I'm doing anything.
Smart.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I try to.
That too, like you don't want to overindulge at one point in time of the day.
Yeah.
Because that'll fuck you up.
It will. Fuck
Like
you
maybe on those days you were having panic attacks, you maybe didn't realize how quickly you were drinking it, and it was just too much.
Yeah, or like not enough water.
Well, that too. I mean,
Yeah.
for every cup of coffee you drink, you're gonna need like 3 fucking 16 ounces of water.
Yeah, because it dehydrates the fuck out of you too. Yeah.
Which is interesting because it's like mostly water and coffee bean. It always confused me a little bit, but I get it because it's caffeine.
It's more of it's like a broken down substance. So like, for example, Sebastian's taking the synthetic caffeine, which, right? But like how could you tell, like, some coffee bean is more potent than other coffee beans? So it's like, now it's grinded down in a bag, and then you don't know like where that is. So you're kind of like just gauging, like, maybe it's 25 milligrams, and then maybe it's like fucking 500 milligrams for that one cup of coffee.
And there's totally like science behind the way you brew it too.
Yep.
So yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah, that's why I go synthetic. It's so much easier to calculate how much caffeine I'm intaking.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I know I'm taking 100 milligrams for sure.
Yeah.
I know I'm
it's
taking
not a bad
200.
thing.
No.
I mean, medicine has basically made everything so much more sufficient in our life. You know what I mean? Like even with medicine, I know the dosages aren't always even because it just depends on where the lab is and like how they did it. Like people, like, do you remember when they were selling pre-workout and then people were getting tested for like meth and all those other things?
I feel like
You don't remember those
Yeah, I
things?
remember those times. I think that was like the original pre-workout workout formulas.
Like
Like C4, the original C4 one.
Ew.
That shit was
Yeah,
fucking...
no, fuck that.
So they were saying that like the reason why people were getting test positive for these things and people were getting such crazy pumps is because in the laboratory in China, they were using it for other medication that had that meth base in it, but they didn't clean out the drums. And they would just dump the next powders into it and then get mixed and then just shipped to the US where it doesn't need to be fucking approved by the FDA at all. And then they were just getting sold. And then people were just getting these crazy pumps. And then as soon as they went to compete for like fucking Mr. Olympia or whatever, bodybuilding, workout, whatever, they got tested positive for meth and cocaine and all these things. And they're like, dude, I don't do that.
Yeah.
And then it's
I
like,
didn't know that.
Yeah, you get that druggy bodybuilder like,
Holy shit.
let me
yeah.
oh, let's get this pump going.
I know something. Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
But there's also the reason why I wanted to bring up anxiety is because actually from what I was reading is I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Human Garage at all on Instagram. He's this guy and he's just basically all about like natural healing through the fascias and stuff like that.
Okay.
So he says like a lot of anxiety comes from when your neck and your shoulders are really, really tight.
Yeah.
And then so he'll if you check him out he actually has like a full like stretching of the fascia and everything.
Yeah.
So you should try it out. But
I'm gonna.
Yeah, his page is actually like really cool. They have like a bunch of tips and stuff, like things you can do and
it's
like
like
enhance
weird
certain things.
stretches,
And
too.
it's just like this is not what people, especially young people, were taught. So it's like they're just taught to fucking deal with it. I'm just like, there's just so many things you can do that.
Well, they don't want you to teach you all this because then the
Exactly.
pharmaceutical companies
They
won't be
don't.
making their money. You know.
Exactly. So it's just awful. So that's why like I'm real big on that.
yeah, that's cool. I mean, you're probably a little bit deeper connected to it because of the whole dad thing too, right?
Oh yeah, like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck all this shit. Which is also why I don't really fuck with drugs because
Yeah.
I just
That's cool.
so not worth it.
Yeah, I get it.
Especially nowadays, like everything's so laced with so much shit, you don't even know what you're really
Right.
getting and stuff like
Dude,
that.
I mean, your food isn't even really
Yeah.
food anymore.
No, it's off. Everything's artificial and made in labs, and just like you can't find anything. Even like the fucking grocery stores, it's just like 90% of the shit in there is not real food. It's
Yeah.
so bad.
Did you ever hear the theory of like when you go shopping, you're supposed to walk the outer perimeter of the grocery stores because all of the processed shit is usually inside the middle.
Yeah,
And
that's
like all
totally
the
a thing.
the veggies and all the meats and
Yeah,
everything
on
are
the
on
outside.
the yeah.
I feel like I've always naturally done that. Like anytime I walk into a store, I always go to the right, which is usually produce.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, mine's still the left. Different stores, yo. Different stores.
They're all the same to me. But yeah, like, and then you learn to, I always see how in different countries, like half of the foods that we have here are not allowed there. And
That's true.
I've read a lot of things on like the food dyes and how they affect your brain. There's food dyes in everything.
You're talking about like Red 40 and stuff
Yeah,
like
all
that?
of that shit.
Yeah.
That I feel like is the thing that I've learned is the most closely related to your brain health as far as like the food you're ingesting than almost anything else. And it's just so I don't know what word I'm looking for.
Yeah,
So-
no, I get you on that though. It's messed up.
It's fucked.
Yeah, what food was it that was recently just banned in the UK?
Probably a lot.
Yeah, I can't remember, but the UK actually has some pretty strict rules too on like foods and stuff like that. But like for example, I'm always relating it back to Thailand because that was like one of the best trips ever.
Oh, Thailand was amazing.
Because so like when we were in Thailand, we went and did like a cooking course and everything.
Oh,
we checked out
cool.
all of like the food markets that were there. There was a
The fruits.
yeah, the fruits were amazing. But what was that fucking market? The floating market.
Oh yeah.
There's literally a floating market. It's on a river and like they have like
Shut up.
yeah, it's just like wood.
Baskets of
Yeah, it's
produce.
just wood like docks and like you're traveling up and down the market and it's just waters and like
farmers.
Yeah, you're in a little boat. Yeah.
Well, you're in a boat.
Yeah, you're in a
You're in a
boat getting
boat.
to places and stuff like that. That's sick.
So cool.
yeah, it's pretty awesome. But like just the food there just tastes so different.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like
You could eat a lot. I didn't feel like I was getting fat.
yeah, you didn't feel like you were getting full. You didn't feel like it was
Yeah.
overly sugary.
Yeah.
Yeah, over here, I know it's like if I eat out, like I feel like trash after it sometimes a lot. If I eat too much of it out.
Yeah.
But like over there, we were eating out almost every fucking day. And it was just like, let's keep going.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So how do you keep fit? Are you like a home cooked meal type of person?
I feel like my lifestyle doesn't support it. So I've always struggled with that, but it's like I love cooking and also just like my living arrangements beforehand. It was just like really hard for me to cook and not have my food eaten and like, things like that.
Makes sense, yeah.
So it's like I couldn't really do it to where it would be like beneficial for me. So, but I feel like now that I live by myself, it's gonna be
Like meal preps and
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, like up until that point, like I eat out a lot, but I am very conscious about where I'm eating. But I love food at the same time. So it's like, I love a good pasta and steak.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I've learned like living on your own because I hate meal prepping for the reason of like you cook like 5 days of food and then that food just gets dry.
Yeah. It's just not like, tasty.
Yeah.
But I feel like you can be smart about it. Like for me, whenever I do, it's never more than like 3 meals.
Yeah.
But it's like also I'm just used to, I grew up in like a big family. My mom would cook tons and like we would live off these leftovers. So for me, it's like I'm really not picky either. I'll honestly eat like whatever. Well, like another side of my family is like, ew, how long has this been? Ew, a day?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll eat
That
it.
doesn't really exist with Asian families. They'd be fucking like leaving food out there for like a day and just be eating it and shit like that.
I'd be eating rice 5 days.
Yeah, same.
But dry ass chicken, I ain't doing that.
But it's funny because like bringing that up, like I guess our stomach's been trained for so long.
Yeah.
So I remember this one time we went to eat with Dylan and Amber, and we all ate the same exact shit. They got sick. I was fine.
Oh really?
Yeah. I was like, they're like, what'd you eat? I was like, I ate the same thing you guys ate. Like, really? They're like throwing up, feeling sick and shit.
What?
And I'm like, dude, I feel great. And like, Sebastian's stomach's insane.
What?
It's all the years of training, bro.
Where was this at?
It was at some taco spot. Not where we went to, but like another one. I won't mention it. But
Yeah.
I mean, I ate there a few times. It's been great. I haven't had any issues.
That's true, man. We do eat a lot of like what do they call it? Pickled food.
Yeah.
Like Koreans and Asians.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I remember
Absolutely.
like,
good for you though.
yeah, that's good for you. Yeah. It's good for your stomach. Like, I remember like I would like go to school, like, you know, what time we go to school? Like 6 o'clock in the morning. And then like my mom would go to work at 9 and then I get home at like 2, 3 o'clock and there's food left on the table for us to eat.
Yep.
But it's been left down. Like that's not health code, but I still ate that shit.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I still do that shit.
Yeah, I'm like, it's just bomb as fuck,
I'm
you
like,
know?
oh shit, I forgot to put this shit away. Fuck, I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
And they're like, oh, your stomach might hurt. Nah, not my stomach. I've been years and years of training.
Been that way.
Like, you shouldn't eat this after 3 days. No, fuck that.
So what kind of heritage are you more like in your household?
My mom's a white girl, but like she was very cultured.
Oh, really?
So like so on my mom's side, we're mostly German.
Okay.
So my great grandma was, I don't know if she was born in Germany, somewhere in like Europe. And her first language was German, like, you know. So my mom, she, especially when it came to food, like she would cook everything. And then like she would get all my dad's mom's Mexican recipes and like make those and everything. So, I mean, I don't really know, like multicultural, but at the same time, not because it's like, I don't know. My mom's an interesting woman though. Like
That's cool. She just keeps it open.
She's not like your typical white woman.
Really?
Yeah, because she also grew up like her friends were all like ethnic, like all different ethnicities.
That's cool, yeah.
And like, you know, so
Well, she's also not like a real white girl. She like is like German, so like she's
Yeah.
European based, right? It's not like
yeah, I feel like people consider that all the time.
yeah, I guess that's true. I guess that's true. But like if you have the culture though, you can definitely tell. Like
Yeah, totally. Like my my grandma on my mom's side is super
Yeah.
all about the European everything.
Yeah.
She's just so cultured and like everything. It's
Yeah, I
crazy.
feel that.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dang, I miss my grandma's home cooked meals on the white side. Oh man, that shit was so fucking fire.
Really?
Yeah, it's like catfish, potatoes,
Oh, like southern food?
soups. Yeah, but she's from Poland, so she was like, it was like the
Okay.
traditional Polish foods and like the meats and stuff. Like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, pierogies.
I don't know
Yeah.
what that is.
It's like white version of dumplings.
Oh, interesting.
It's like the Polish version of dumplings.
So what they put in there, like pork and shit?
Yeah, they put pork, potatoes, spinach, cheese, and shit like that. Some of them are like fruits in there and stuff. But it's the same concept.
Yeah, just
it's-
fold it up.
Yeah, fold it
It's
up.
like, dude, a dumpling is basically like a small empanada.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly
It's
what it
like
is.
yeah.
It's all like similar. Like, you get
I'm
hungry, man.
hungry.
Oh man, I remember putting that stuff. It was like bacon with potatoes in it, and like some sour cream, and that shit was fire.
Yeah, like even the Europeans eat like sauerkraut and stuff like that. So that's
Yeah.
also a pickled food.
Yeah, pickled.
Reuben.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of pickled food in a lot of European and like
hungry.
Asian countries.
Yeah,
man, me
right.
too.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I'm hungry. Did you even eat after work?
I literally didn't eat all day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know. It's bad.
And now we're talking about food.
I'm not like this. I eat, okay? like I eat.
Well, you got it. You
Today
got to
was
keep the
busy.
gains.
Today was busy.
Yeah, you got to keep the gains.
Well, yeah, and it's like I'm not working out, so it's like I need my proteins.
Are you doing like air squats and shit at
Nothing.
home?
I haven't been doing anything.
Really?
Why?
Her chest was broken. Remember?
It's just really hard. Even my back, like.
Oh.
But I'm gonna get back in there.
Yeah, for sure.
I go like to the orthopedic doctor tomorrow, so after that, I'm like, if you give me the slightest bit of good news, I'm back in the gym.
Oh really? I mean, you can always start with like just the stretching.
Yeah,
Just do Stairmasters at level 1.
Well, I mean, that's a good. If you're doing cardio, like you'll probably burn the most calories that way.
Yeah, just walk around. You can walk around the neighborhood.
Like I've been active, like I haven't really stopped moving, honestly. Maybe like the 3 days after, but
Yeah.
like I got shit to do. I can't just
Yeah.
like fuck. But it's
Yeah.
also like I don't have a car right now. Like I'm borrowing my mom's car, so it's kind of difficult because like
You gotta
she's
share
a
it.
busy girl, I'm a busy girl. So there was like one day, my car was like brand new. I swear I only had it for like 6 months, and I got home from work. I was doing some stuff, and I think I was gonna go to the gym, but my car like wouldn't start, and I was like, this is not okay. Like this is brand new. This brand new car. What's going on? So I called my sister's boyfriend, who was like the dealer that sold it to me, and he was like, call Kia roadside, whatever. And so I did that. The guy came to jump it. He's like, nah, this is like an issue with your gas thingy. Like somebody poured sugar in your gas tanks type of deal.
Yeah.
And I was like, my car's been in the garage for like 30 minutes. There's no way. So I had to go through this like whole fucking day with like no car. I had work that night. And I was waiting for a tow truck because it was a Saturday. So they were towing it to Kia. And the process of waiting for the tow people, I wanted to punch a hole in my wall. Turns out, they told me, they're like, well, we're going to have to still charge you for the diagnosis, like the full charge, because we spent like 2 hours. My guys were looking at your car for 2 hours trying to figure out what's wrong. But the good news is there's nothing serious wrong with it. Your little bedazzled jewel gem thing that you put on your keyhole in the time that I was, because that package came in and I put it on and then my car wouldn't start. That was why. It blocks like the electricity from your key to your engine.
I bet you didn't take them 2 hours. I bet you're probably like, oh, one of these again.
Yeah.
This bitch.
Yeah, just tell her it's 2 hours and charge her for it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
That's all it was.
yeah, like what an idiot. But like that whole weekend, I was going insane, like not having a car.
Yeah.
So it's like my work.
Yeah, after having a car and then like not going for one for like a couple hours or a few days, you're like, yo, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like you're stuck at home.
That's why I have 2 cars.
Now I have a motorcycle, so I can start going around places. But when I had just the car, I was like, fuck, I'm stuck at home.
Yeah.
Like
Hey, can you pick me up? I need to go to work.
yeah, that's why my mom. I'm actually really grateful because she's like, she doesn't really use. She works from home, so it's like she needs
that
her
makes
car
sense.
for things, but like doesn't.
Yeah.
But she's like, I'm like, oh, well, I mean, I get like it's fine. I don't need your car. Like if you need it, obviously take it. She's like, no, like you can just keep it. Don't worry about it. Like I'd rather you like not feel stuck. And I'm like, thank you, because I would.
I love you.
I'd cry. I'd cry all night.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
You go outside with a cigarette, just like, what do I do with my life?
No,
It's like the Pablo Escobar. Where he's like on the swing. He's just swinging.
Yeah, that's me. Around my house.
Life without a
With your depression and anxiety.
Well, and like this is like probably one of those moments where it's been tested the most in like a while.
That's true. So it was a good thing that we hit you up for this then.
Yeah, because like I said, like I was like, I'm not really working.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I haven't really seen any, even my family, like my sister has been great. Like she basically took care of me, and then my niece is like a little bundle of joy.
Nice. That's awesome.
But yeah, it's like I literally haven't been doing anything but sitting in front of my computer, like can't
Typing with one hand.
Literally.
And you're not even, are you left-handed?
No. I can't even, it's the most annoying thing. Like when I tell you I get angry, I get angry.
That sucks, dude.
I'm trying to open a bag of chips and I can't.
You want to punch a wall, but you're like, not this hand, not this hand.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
I can imagine. Like, it's like one of those things where like, it's like you never know how much a muscle part you use until it's like sore or like really not like not. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it.
And the most frustrating thing is I just can't do the simplest of things. It's not even like the hard shit. Like the hard shit, I can.
Too.
Yeah. Even taking a shower, it's like this hand's washing my hair, this hand's up because this thing can't get wet. Yeah. Both of my arms are like aching, but there's still shampoo in my hair and I have to wash my body.
You don't try like putting in like a grocery bag and like rubber banding it?
I wrapped it in saran wrap.
Oh,
cling wrap, yeah.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
You just throw a trash bag on it.
Yeah, trash bag and rubber
so
band
much easier.
Yeah, it's quick.
Because it's waterproof. And then you don't have to saran wrap the whole time. You know what I mean?
It's probably way easier.
You stick your arm in a bag and then you're like, all right, I'll just.
Well, it's like I'm also just lazy. It's like I don't want to. So then I just hold it up the whole time and then I'm like complaining. You know, I do it to myself.
To just put a bag by your fucking shower.
I'm going to try this.
Hey, by the end of the day, when she gets the cast off, her fucking right arm's going to be just yoked. Shoulders going to be built and shit. You know, I'm not just going like this all the time.
Why do you think I wear a long sleeve?
Is that what it is?
It's going to be like those jerk off memes. Yeah, which one did you jerk off with those? This one right here.
Her one arm is just like.
I can't. I mean, I'm getting pretty good at.
Yeah. I mean, you got other toys too. You could buy stuff, you know, just help you out. But
that'd probably help me a little bit, honestly, like mentally. I haven't.
Just get a partner.
I think I'm like helpless at this point.
You're like, no, I'm good right now.
I mean, it's not even no. It's just like there's nobody.
Options. No options for you.
No.
Like fuck everyone.
I thought you were like, you know, like, oh, as long as I like them, we're good to go.
Well, it's like, you know, I feel like it's my karma. I've just had like the worst luck like in love the last couple of years. Like it's just been so awful.
What do you mean karma?
Why were you a fuck girl earlier?
Did you do something
like a fuck girl earlier in your life?
No.
Oh,
you said it's karma. Like
that's karma. So I'm like,
I feel like it's a little bit of karma, not from like
being a bitch when you were younger.
No.
What did you do?
Like fucking your ex-boyfriend's lives up?
No, he's fine.
You're like, I know who he's talking about.
He's fine. They're all fine.
He's like, they're alive, okay? They're alive.
Oh no, I really do feel like it's karma. That's just the only, because I've never been unlucky in love. Well, I mean, it's like I've had sucky boyfriends, but I was in love. I don't know.
But you're only 22, so you're still got.
I'm 23 now, boss.
Oh my bad.
Well, happy belated birthday.
My bad.
I'm a year wiser than the last podcast.
That's true. So, what's going on with the boyfriend situation? Because you still haven't explained this whole karma thing. What are you talking about? Did you kill somebody?
No.
Okay. Broke somebody's heart.
You broke too many hearts.
Dated two guys at one time.
No, never done that. I'll just explain what I've been experiencing. I feel like there have been like 3 guys since my last relationship that I thought I like started talking to and like felt really good about and thought was going somewhere. Okay. And then they all just like same shit with all 3 in a row. I was just like, fuck this. It's just like they like fell off the face of the earth.
Oh, they ghosted you?
Kind of, like not even ghosted. It was just like they like totally led me on to think they're like these relationship type people. And then it like solely became about like fucking. And then I was just like,
that folks is Vegas for you.
Yeah. And
that is Vegas.
Me being a naive youngin', I've learned a lot though, like that I don't want that. Like I used to think that was like them liking me, and I'm just like, no, they just want to fuck.
So what are some cues you look for now? to help some audience members? Because we have some very
hang out. If you ask me to hang out and I say like, okay, what do you want to do? Well, let's just go to my place and watch a movie. Nope, I ain't going to your house, dog.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's like, but here's also the other thing.
What if he's a homebody?
Like, okay, so here's the other thing.
Okay.
One of the 3 that I was talking about, we went on like 3 dates. The first date, I went to his house before, like I had work. So it's like I wasn't able to stay long. I had to go to work. And we literally just like sat and talked, and it was great. Like he made me a smoothie. It was cool. And I didn't even I wasn't even like really interested in the guy before then. I was just like, okay, like I'm looking for people. Like I'm just dating.
Right.
And then like after that, it just went well. And I was like, okay, yeah, I really like this guy. Fuck. And then, so it's like, I don't know, because then and then we went on 3 dates, like real dates before like anything ever happened. So.
And then he just disappeared.
Not even that. Like he's still around kind of, but like, then it just became about like the sex. So I was like, don't want to be this girl.
I get you on that one.
So I really don't know.
So like you only want to hang out when he just wanted to fuck. That's it. Like.
No, not now.
But you gotta think though, like
I'm kind of thinking like like
by nature though, men we're really just interested in sex.
Yeah.
Like it's the woman's responsibility to like move the relationship forward.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm a very sexual person, so I feel like that's also why I found myself in a lot of those situations because like
the energy.
The girl got needs.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like I'm just really fucking tired of being a part of like the hookup culture. I just don't want that for me. I don't want a friends with benefits. I don't want a fuck buddy.
You want a partner.
Yeah. Like I just want something real,
Yeah.
It's like we don't have to like I'm not like trying to rush you into something you don't want to be in. I'm not even like, and I don't know. It's just, I just want something real.
Yeah, it's kind of weird nowadays because like you brought up a really good point, the whole hookup culture thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's gonna be for the youngins now, because I think it's gonna make it even harder for you guys to even like take things seriously. Like, when is it over? You know what I mean? Like, you guys are just gonna get played out, and then it's just, then you're like, oh well, I've had 60 dicks inside of me, now I just want to chill.
I don't know. Like, I think things will always change over the course of time. Like, I never think that generations will be continue to be a certain way for too long.
Well, this is a repeat of the 1950s for sure. The 1950s and the 1960s were the same. It was the second coming of the feminist movement, and this is supposed to be the third.
Oh.
So that during those times when feminism became prevalent again, the hookup culture started to skyrocket because of women's liberation.
Oh, so it was like power in sex for women.
Well, that's what this third movement is trying to change.
Yeah.
So they
before then, that's what.
Yes, because like you have to remember like the Rolling 30s when the Great Gatsby and all that. Mm-hmm. That was like the very first we can be like secret, like we don't have to be at home and live. Right. And then the 1950s, that's when like Playboy and the hippie movement and all that stuff, like the Vietnam War, all those things started happening. So people were like world peace, and then the women started to come out. They were like, oh well, we don't have to be at home women, you know what I mean? I don't have to be in, a fucking trad wife dress and take care of a husband and a family. I can actually do what I want, have equal rights. Yeah. That's when it started moving. And then now we're in the third,
that makes sense.
Third movement of it.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
Where women are like the red hair, you can't classify us as sex objects, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't necessarily know if I've fallen into the.
No, I think
not a political person.
No, I think you have a pretty good mindset. I mean, it's not politics. It's just, it's like the movement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess it could be a little bit of politics, but it's more for rights.
Yeah. I get it. For me, I feel like I've got a little bit more traditional values for sure.
That makes sense. I mean, you're around a lot of women too.
Yeah. I grew up with all women. I don't have brothers.
Oh, really?
I've got uncles, but they weren't really around much.
Yeah,
so it's my mom, my grandma, my mom's whole side of the family, all women. I have tons of aunts. My dad's side my dad has brothers, but
they're not around.
They're all fucking drug addicts. So it's not like they could ever teach me anything about life.
Yeah, that's true.
You're one of the few girls that don't have an OnlyFans either.
Yeah, I don't.
Really? What made you not want to have an OnlyFans or not go that route?
I feel like, I don't know. I don't want to put that stuff this is actually funny. There was a time in my life where I thought like porn was my calling. Like, I'm just like, I could do this shit for a living. But, I feel like I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to do that. But it's like you see all these porn stars that become.
Is it because the repercussions in the future you think of it?
No, not even that. Because it's like I've seen so many porn stars, like especially recently, who started in porn and then like they just became like fucking billionaires and now they don't do porn anymore, and they're mothers and they just are set for life. And I'm like, wow, like a little bit of sacrifice for a wonderful life. But like even still, I don't know. I feel like.
Do you think you have more morality towards it? Maybe
I don't hate on it at all.
Yeah.
But for me, I just feel like I'm a little more shy.
Like camera shy or something? Like
totally. Like when I found out this shit was filmed, I was like low-key panicking. But I've actually had like offers where people have like offered to pay me to do like a porn or something, and I was like, no, unless it's like really high number. Hell no.
Well, guys, if you want her in a porn video,
no.
500,000.
How much is it? What's the price? Just for fun, shits and giggles. $500,000?
Probably.
Really?
10K.
No.
20K.
No.
30.
50. It has to be 50.
Like a house, maybe.
Down payment for a house.
No. A house.
So
like a $200,000.
a house on the east side, north side, 200K?
California on the beach.
Oh, God,
that's expensive ass pussy.
That's
expensive.
good luck for that one.
I'm gonna use
Well,
them. Dude, there was a porn star. I can't remember who she was, what her name was, but she was the very first porn star to ever have $1 million contract from the porn industry. It was like in the 1990s. She was like a white girl, and she was the very first one to get $1 million contract. Crazy.
That's wild.
And dude, I mean, if that was the 90s, could you imagine what some of these porn stars are getting paid now?
Right.
Like, it's crazy. But remember, there's a lot of porn stars that get screwed over.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like all that stuff too. I'm like, I just don't trust. It's like, I'm not educated enough to where I could like feel confident in like running that for myself. And I don't trust somebody to do it for me. So I'm like, why would I put myself in that situation?
To get managed or?
Yeah.
I think it just depends on the manager.
Well, for sure. But it's like, I'm just sus about everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know you.
Yeah, you're a woman. You got a trust issue.
Oh, I really know. I'm like so trusting, actually. Probably too trusting, but
That's not good.
it's not.
She's like,
Hey, I got candy in my bus real quick.
Yeah.
The bus says bang bus.
So, like,
she's like, drugs in the bus? Sure.
well, not that. Maybe puppies.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
puppies, I'm there.
Yeah,
Some random white van pulls up, goes, I got puppies. You want to pet
Fuck
them?
yes.
Dude.
I'm taking them all home.
dude,
That's how they take it.
it's like a new Ted Bundy with a puppy.
Yeah.
Like, you're fucked.
Yeah, I'm fucked.
It's like a little Pomeranian husky or some shit like that. Girls will go crazy over that.
I would go crazy over that. I'm like,
Oh, shit.
Take me. Take me to the rest of the litter right now.
yeah. So you said the porn thing. That's funny because like growing up, I always thought I was like really meant for that industry too.
Really?
Not like performing in porn, but like actually directing and creating.
Oh, totally. I mean, you're
Yeah.
doing it, but just different content.
Yeah. Well, I've actually had a lot of my friends and other people reach out to me and they're like, yo,
Can you film?
they're like, will you ever get like naked girls on the podcast? I'm like, you guys are trying to steer this podcast into the Howard Stern show. And they're like, yes, the Asian Howard Stern. That's exactly what you are. And I'm like,
Wow, that's such an odd request.
yeah. And I'm just like, you know what? We might do that one day.
I'm not against it.
Yeah.
Be like, all right, follow us on Patreon. We'll show some titties.
Yeah.
Oh, look, she's already censored.
What made you feel that way? Do you feel like maybe because you got like exposed to porn early in life or?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That, but like, not even that. They're like, I like making videos. I just like them to be private with like the person that I'm seeing.
Oh, nice.
And so there was like a time where I was seeing somebody and we would just make a lot of shit and I would watch it and I'd be like, fuck,
hot.
the money I can make off this video. Like,
Yeah.
but it's just, no, like I like to just keep that for me and you. And
That makes sense. Yeah, it is always weird though. Like whenever I make a video, it always is like weird seeing yourself naked.
It is.
Yeah.
It's always weird watching me fuck. I'm like, can you delete that? This is like really weird.
I used to feel that way.
I'm like, I
But
really,
you're a girl though. Girls are pretty with it.
Yeah.
Like
I know, but like I've also not really ever been the most confident female in life. So like I remember in like middle school, I would talk to my best friend and we'd be like, oh my God, like I wonder like the first time like we ever stuck dick. Like I'm gonna cover my face and be like, don't look at me. This is like the shit we would talk about. And
Wow.
yeah, like that's how it was like embarrassing almost. But then you start like seeing stuff and I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys aren't like that growing up. We're like, I'm gonna fuck this chick so good, man. Like that porno, like this scene right here, like this. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
You think so?
No.
I don't think we were like that at all.
I feel like guys are like that maybe.
No, we weren't at least.
Really?
Yeah. I just be like, yo, guess who I smash? Oh, nice. Ooh. Like, oh, nice.
And then for me, it was like, hey, Kobe, how you fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you show him something?
Yeah. I was like, yo, look.
It's like, hey, Kobe, demonstrate on me real quick.
Yeah. I was like, bro.
Let me show you how to. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
Hey, where's the clit at?
You're like, look, lift up my nutsack. I'll show you.
Oh no.
No, yeah. So I was the friend who lost his virginity like really early.
Really?
Out of all of my friends.
How old?
Like, I'm not going on record with
Okay.
that, but I'll tell you off camera.
Okay.
But I started early, and then I was like, yo, dude, this shit is crazy. And then like none of my friends had like
Yeah.
lost it for like a long time.
Yeah, I didn't lose mine until like junior or senior year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Look at me now.
Yeah.
I'm a basic.
Yeah, you made up for it. But
All
anyways.
those missed experiences.
A late bloomer.
Nah, it's cool. I was way too young, I think.
Yeah, no, I definitely think I know a lot of people that were way too young.
Yeah, way too young.
Even my cousin, like when I found out she was fucking, I was like,
Oof.
girl.
Is she like a younger cousin?
She just turned 16.
Oh fuck yeah, I'd be worried when it's a girl. That's something that you have to like really be like, oh
I was
shit,
like, girl.
yeah. But anyways, so I was always the one that like, like telling them like, because I had so many years of experience. So I was like, oh dude, I know like how to do this now. I made her come and like this and that. So like anytime my friends were like, dude, I think I'm gonna do it, blah blah. What do I do? And it's like, because it's not the same.
It's like, bro, what if I come quick?
Yeah, it's like it's not like one of those things where you can just go to porn and like get educated.
Learn. No, it's like you don't learn anything real.
No.
Fucking porn.
Nah, if that's the case, then every girl would be getting jackhammered to death. You know what I mean? But the reality is like I like had to learn how to eat pussy. I had to learn how to make a girl come. I had to learn how to use my hands and my fingers.
And that's amazing because I feel like a lot of guys just don't take the time they just want to fucking come.
Dude, a lot of guys don't know how to fuck or make a girl come.
That's true.
It's actually quite surprising.
Yeah. And even to this day, I still teach them new shit.
Wow.
He's like, yo, I learned about this technique. I tried it out. I'm like, no way, really?
Yeah.
I tried this technique out
the next
too.
guy I date, I'm gonna make sure he's friends with y'all.
Yeah.
Wait, why? Why is that? Are you having like shitty experience with men?
I mean, like I've had good ones.
Actually, funny. I actually came
Move
across.
your mic like to the.
I actually just came across an article recently, and a lot of millennials are starting to have, or like younger generation, like Gen X and stuff, like having less sex because it's been so pushed out into like media and everything, and also their experiences aren't as good as it's made out to be. Like they're having horrible times.
Yeah.
Supposedly, like
And
I
they're
guess
just like, fuck, what? This is not cool.
Yeah, they're like, why is everyone so hyped about sex? It's not that great, and it's like, cause you ain't fucking right.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But it's
bad
like
information.
Bad information. Yeah.
Yeah. So what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Like I've definitely had good experiences. But I also feel like it's better when like you have a connection with somebody. And so even like, I feel like a lot of guys these days just want their nut and that's all they care about.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's like, I'm happy to give you that. Just like, give me something.
Yeah. So the one rule that I'm going to tell everybody right now is to read the book called She Comes First. So this book is amazing. I mean, like I knew about this rule way before because I just had so much experience. So my whole thing was like, to make her come at least twice before you busted a nut. And I passed that information along to all of my friends. I've told you guys this. At least make her come.
Who are your friends? I'm just kidding.
What's up?
A lot of friends.
What's up? Yeah. No, but
He's my friend.
Yeah, I'm his what was it? Best Padawan.
Yes.
Yeah,
my Padawan.
Yeah, his best Padawan. Yeah, he's Sensei. I put every.
I'm Yoda.
Yeah, he's Yoda. Sex Yoda, and I'm
Wow.
yeah.
That should be my fucking. If I
This
start
is
another
why-
YouTube,
Wait.
Sex Yoda.
Sex Yoda,
But yeah.
or sex Jedi or some shit. I don't know. But anyways, what were
Yeah, because of Kobe, there's like very few times I've ever slept with a girl, hooked up with a girl, and not made her come first before I come. Wow. Yeah.
That's insane.
anyways, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Wait, you're in a relationship, right?
Yes.
That's why. This is why.
Yeah, because I no well.
It's not only about. I'm totally kidding, but
I mean, I don't want to say my relationship thing because it's like
You don't-
always
you don't-
I always talk
you don't
about
have
it.
to.
Yeah, but
if you want to, go for it. But
well, like I always put it out there. I'm in a one-sided open relationship. That's how it works.
wait, what does that mean?
She likes it when I fuck other chicks. Yes,
But it's agreed upon.
yes. She's
Mutually
totally cool
agreed
with
upon,
it.
yeah.
She loves it. She thinks it's hot. It turns her on.
What?
Yeah, especially if I send videos and pictures and evidence. It's like the whole thing.
I'm shook.
I mean, end of the day, as long as you have two consenting adults.
We've been
Well, no, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I've never, I don't think I've ever heard of that before.
Well, it's
I've
like-
heard of it both ways or vice versa.
Well, actually, she's totally cool. So I've opened it up and I was like, look, I think it's fair if I did this, right? But she was like, look, I'm not interested in any other man. I was like, oh, that's great.
Wow.
But she's really into other chicks, so
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that works out. Then
Yeah.
that makes sense.
yeah. So I'm like, if you want to bang her, let's do it together.
Together. Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
because I'd much rather have that like try connection.
Yeah.
That's hot.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like when I am like hooking up with some chick, it's like weird. Because it's like, this could be a lot more fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You had your partner in crime.
Yeah. But like, even if we were like to do a throuple thing, I think that would be cool too. You know what I mean? Like everybody's connected to each other. And
Yeah.
we're just like smashing. That's dope.
Yeah.
But that's also a lot more issues because then I got to deal with two women. And I don't know if I got time and energy for that shit.
Isn't that what you do
What?
when you fuck?
No, yeah, but like when you're just having sex, it's fine and like you keep that friendship. But I'm saying like if it's like a throuple, it's a relationship.
Oh,
and I'm not like
I didn't know.
that's too much energy for me. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no,
Like
I wouldn't.
I just can't.
You know, like if you're a type of person like us, like where you want like the girl to have a good time while you're having sex, threesomes are a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
Threesomes are a lot of fucking
And girl
work.
and girl is really boring.
Really?
I thought
Yeah.
girl and girl was pretty hot when I had it happen.
I don't know. I just think it's so fucking.
Were they using
boring.
toys?
They were no, not really. It was like their first experience.
Like-
together.
If they were using toys, because my experience,
that
they were
makes
using
sense.
toys, and I was like, God damn, this shit's hot.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like when you're watching two girls, it's hot at first because you're like, damn, that's hot. But like when they keep going and it's like, somebody needs to be getting railed. I'm sorry, this is just the
Yeah,
reality.
I kind of see
Yeah.
that.
But that's the time that, yeah, for me, it was like they would go at it first, and then they brought me into it, and then it was fun.
Yeah.
And then we all just took turns on each other.
Yeah, makes sense.
Interesting.
Have you ever been in a threesome?
Yeah, but like not. I didn't want to, so I didn't enjoy it.
Two guys, two girls.
Me and a girl and a guy.
Oh, okay.
I see. Oh, it was like forced upon you or some shit.
I mean, like I wouldn't call it that, but it's like the guy knew that I didn't like want. Like we would talk about everything, and like I was like, this is like the only boundary I have is I don't want to fuck a girl, and
So you're not into girls at all?
no.
Two dudes?
And mind you, like this woman, she was beautiful. like, you know, if I would have seen her out in like the middle of fucking Walmart, I'd be like, she's godly.
Yeah.
But I just,
Did that make you maybe feel uncomfortable too? Because because women compare.
yeah, but it's like she also had like everything done. So I was like,
Oh,
I ain't got shit. Okay, and I look pretty damn good.
damn.
But yeah, I don't know. I did it because I was drunk and I liked the guy and I thought that maybe a part of me would like it if I just tried it, and I didn't. And so then like looking back on it, I was like,
What was the reason for not liking it though? Because like I can only imagine like there's a few things that would happen if you just didn't like a threesome. Like you weren't getting attention.
yeah. So it's like I feel like it's hard for like some of you guys to keep both of us entertained. So like, when he was doing shit with her, I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Also, I hated this. Like I like when a guy is like dominant, but he was telling me like to do everything that she said. And I was like, the fuck? Like he was like, you listen to her and then she was just playing along with it. So she was like telling me like, no, babe, like 2 hands. And I was like, bitch, I don't need no hands. Okay. So it was more that like things like that. I was just like,
You're like, I like
also just the fact that like he knew that was my only thing and like put me in that situation to where it's like, I mean, by all means, like I could have said no,
Right.
but I didn't, and I hate that it happened.
I just feel like you had a bad experience with it.
I mean, a lot. The threesomes with like two chicks, but the two chicks aren't into each other.
Yeah.
The threesome is horrible.
we were we were chopping it up.
No,
before,
I'm not saying like chopping up. Like you guys have to be like
sexually.
sexually into each other too. Like you have to be willing to like do stuff with her. She has to be willing to do stuff with you.
And I don't think she really was either. Because
Yeah.
I don't think I can't remember a lot, but like I don't think we made out. I think like, oh God.
No, I mean, those occasions where it's like
She's like, I don't want to bring this back up.
Yeah, like the occasions where like the two girls are actually into each other, I think it's like very rare.
Yeah, so
like most of like I only had that happen once out of the threesomes I've had, and usually the girls aren't into each other. And I'm like, I'm not even gonna bother. Like once I find out they're not into each other, I'm like, I'm not gonna do this.
yeah,
That makes sense. Yeah, I feel like.
But if they're into each other, then I'm like, game on.
Yeah, so my whole thing is like when we're getting ready to set up for this stuff, I never am the one that's like, yo, she's hot. Let's approach.
It's always her.
I'm always like, who are you thinking of right now? Who are you interested in? And it's so funny because we're at a party when this happened, right? And they just the other girl locked eyes on both of us, and she was like, and I could just tell. I was like, she's eyeing the fuck out of both of us right now.
Did she know or like?
What do you
like? Did the girl know like what y'all are into?
You can just kind of tell, like,
Really?
you know, like when a girl's like, you know what I mean? And then
sure.
like it's like girls aren't gonna look at a couple like just eye them the whole time. And then this kind of happened, and I was like, all right, this has got to be it. So we kind of like beat around the bush a little bit and was just like, all right, cool.
Safe.
Like, let's go to a different location. If she comes around again, then we know it's a fact, right? And then that happened, and then she walked away because I think she was trying to lead us somewhere else, right? So we got into the same area where she was, and then I kept seeing her like staring over, and then I was like, I think this girl's really feeling you, like 100%. And she was like, oh, she's actually really cute, and I was like, all right, cool, let me go and approach. So we opened it up and was like, hey,
like Bonnie and Clyde.
yeah. So
the game, the whole thing, the whole.
well, we had you just feel it out. You just feel it out.
No,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? And then it was like, hey, do you want to go?
Crazy.
Yeah. But I always let her do her pickings because
That's fair. That's fair.
I can't imagine putting her in an uncomfortable position and then just having to be like, all right, you just got to deal with it. And then it becomes your experience.
Yeah, yeah, right. Because I feel like a lot of times when people, they kind of take advantage of that. It's like, oh, well, she likes when I do this, so that just means like fuck whoever I want and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, like, you know, it's almost like when you like BDSM relationships, like you have your back, like there's things you respect about each other's boundaries, and it's like that's when it works.
Yeah. Are you into the whole BDSM thing?
I mean, I like stuff. Like I don't
I
think
feel like you are.
I've never like been in like that sort of relationship, but I've always been interested in it. And when it comes to like the sexual aspect, I do like that.
The punishment, the discipline.
Yeah. So that guy that I had the threesome with, I liked him for that reason. Like he just came off like so like that. And that's what I liked that about him. And then like as we kind of experimented more when it came to sex, I learned that like he also likes the flip.
Oh, he's a switch. Okay. Gotcha.
And
so you gotta like whip him a little bit.
And that was really interesting because like never ever would I have like seen myself in that situation. And then I was, and I was like, I don't love it. Like, but I could do it.
Yeah.
I could do it.
Yeah, we've had like a dominatrix on here and a couple like really masculine women, and they always come down to the same thing. They want to be dominated in their own sex life. Like they don't want to be like the one dominating.
Yeah.
Like they'll do it for shits and giggles
Or money.
Yeah, or money. But if in their own personal relationship, they want to be fucked up.
Yeah, they do.
It's crazy.
Not just kidding.
Nah, but they like just from like reading your face when you're saying that, like you're just like, I'm not really into that.
I have a good poker face.
No, but I'm just saying, like it's the reality. You know what I mean? Like you put out what's the truth, and if you don't like it, then you don't like it. You know, so. But yeah, the BDSM thing, really fun. I'm actually working on a project right now to build something. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm just thinking about putting out a course for WAKURADIO, teach you about sex and stuff like that too. Because I think I've had enough market research now with all of the female guests to figure out exactly what needs to be done. Like just domination. Like I need to reprogram every guy's brain to learn how to dominate their women.
Yeah, and I have a lot of field experience too to help out.
Yeah. Oh, I've put my research to the studies too. And then the other thing is making them come. A lot of men though, like if we're being like really honest, a lot of men don't really care.
Yeah.
They don't.
Because there's the saying behind it is like a woman's orgasm isn't important. There's nothing happens from a woman's orgasm. Like a man's orgasm.
It's like physically you're seeing something happen.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like in the sense of like a man ejaculating, it has purpose. It's to reproduce.
Oh.
Whereas a woman ejaculating,
It's just for pleasure.
it's just for pleasure.
But I gotta say though, if you can make a girl come a lot, it makes your ego very, very big.
Yeah, but that's egotistical, right? So
Yeah, but still.
But when we're coming,
definitely builds your confidence.
dude, trust me, I
why
get
not?
that.
Yeah.
I get that 100%. That's why I educated myself in the field. But I'm just saying, like, that's why I think there's so many guys, and just to reprogram them from like just being like, oh, I don't give a fuck about her like pleasure. No, like you should, because it is important.
Even like the longest term relationship that I was in, it's like he went down on me twice.
What? Dude,
and I never once fully like orgasmed with him.
Damn.
I'm gonna say something, because this is the one topic we do not discuss on here ever. And I've had 2 people reach out to me just recently, and they really want me to talk about going down on women.
Please, can we? Because I've also met a lot. Like that's another part of like the experiences that I've had with like and what I find weird about it is like it's usually like for me, I'm not attracted to guys like my age. Like I feel like they have to be a decent amount older than me. Like maybe like 5 years.
Okay.
Seriously.
Right.
And it's usually the older guys that like don't, which I would think it would be the other way around.
I think there's what kind of guys do you date? Like, is there like a specific ethnicity or anything like that?
I mean, like, no.
Do you have a certain type?
Like, I've only dated 2 guys, and one was a white guy and one was Mexican.
Okay. And they never really went down on you?
Well, the first one did, but that was also my relationship in like high school, like out of high school.
Oh, okay.
So, and he was actually like 6 months younger than me. And then the guy after that, we had like a 7-year age gap.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And
Mexican dude?
no, white guy.
Oh, white dude. Okay,
And like I would ask him like in the beginning, like when we were just kind of like hooking up and stuff, I was like, hey, like it's not like a big deal to me, but it's just something I noticed.
Yeah.
Like why?
A lot of guys just see it as like a beta move, but it's not. So it's like giving power to the women when you eat their pussy. So it's like they see it as like a submissive thing, but it's not true. Like the way I view it is like I'm literally controlling her body
with my tongue.
Yeah.
And from a woman, it's like it's so sexy when a guy like actually cares about like pleasing you. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Like I don't want to just fuck you so you can nut and like I can just sit there and be like, what the fuck?
Well, that's the other thing. I think that's why the BDSM community is so amazing, because like it's not always about having sex or getting your nut off.
All about the foreplay, baby.
It's foreplay, but it's also like mind control too.
Yeah.
It's like
Power.
Yeah, how can I like control her mind to where she like submits to me to like, you know what I mean? Where I get her to sexually submit to me and she's just like, okay, you're my master. This is your pussy.
That one.
Yeah.
What he said.
Yeah. So it's just like there's times where I've had scenes, we call them scenes, right? Yeah. Where we set up like a scene. So, you know, I'd be like
the acting.
Yeah, the acting out. So I'll be like, all right, so this is your job. This is what you're going to be doing today, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, okay, cool. And I'll just start off with like, all right, I'm going to bound you up in ropes. And then I'm going to hook this thing in your asshole. I'm going to tie it to your neck. So then your form's going to be perfect. Right?
This is a new one for me. I ain't never heard or seen this.
Oh, yeah. But and so like, I'll start, you know, like, and then I'll just, okay, yeah.
It's getting a little wet down there.
Yeah.
It's warm in here.
It's been a couple of weeks or months.
Oh, it's been a long time.
So you get bounded, right? And you get tied up, and then you have a hook inside of you that's tied to your neck. So your form is perfect. Yeah. And I don't want you to say anything to me. I just want you to stare at the wall and you're on your knees. And I want you to, anytime I ask you anything, you reply to me as yes, master, yes, sir, or yes, daddy. That's it. Those are the 3. And then you have your 1, 2, and 3s, which we've discussed already. Red, yellow, and green. So green light is everything is good. Yellow is like, all right, this is, I might.
You're on the.
Yeah, you're like on the, and then red is like, you're safe word. Like, all right, that's it. Like, I can't handle it. Let's stop right now. Give me a break. So that's it. And then if you want to find more, you have to subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Yeah. I can watch that shit for free though.
Yeah.
Like, let me go find the subscription.
It's different though, yeah. But no, I don't have an OnlyFans, but I wanted to start putting these contents out because I think that's the problem with a lot of like dudes nowadays. They just don't know how to.
They just want their nut. That's it. It's like the fucking squirrel on the Ice Age. That's it.
And when you have good sex, There's something about it that's just like it's crazy.
And
It's not able to like be able to put in words. It's like almost like in drugs. Like when you have that really good
you just
sex,
kind of
like
are laying there after like looking.
you just kind of get lost and you're just like fuck.
Or you're just like silent after. Yeah.
It's like animalistic almost when you have that really good sex. It's
Well,
like,
there's also the whole thing behind like women. Like for you guys to like really be in that mindset, you guys have to have a lot of trust built.
For sure.
Because like think about it, you're not gonna let some random dude tie you up and shove something in your ass, and then like you might be like choking to death. You're like, am I gonna die today?
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? I just met this fucking guy. Like, let's be honest.
No.
I've done it a few times.
It's different though. Like there's like
But I have that trustingness with me that people just chicks.
Yeah.
You're like not an asshole. Or maybe you are. I don't know.
yeah. So I don't
In
know
the
either.
good way. In the good way.
Yeah. Just enough to be dominant.
Yeah, just enough where chicks are like, okay,
Yeah.
he trusts me for now.
But see, like, as much as I like a guy to be dominant, I do like a little bit of like femininity, and not like in the sense that like I want you to cry to me after sex, but like, or that, not that either. Like you have, and you're not like. You're not hiding like those aspects of you. Like that's what I like. Or when you're like in touch with these certain things that are considered feminine, I like that. I feel like when they're like educated and they just know themselves, and like also are just confident enough in themselves to know that like they can put it down and they be putting it down, but like they can also, I'm trying to think of like an example of like being in touch with guys being in touch with their femininity, but
Like you're not talking about like
not sexually.
like a metro kind of guy, like somebody who takes care of himself, like is hygienic and stuff like that. That's because that
Or
could
like certain things. I'd have to.
Like
get
he's
a
okay with cuddling and being a little spoon.
no, that's
No,
still
that's
that's submitting. That's submitting to the woman at that point.
yeah, that's a little like I'd be like.
But that is
I want to be
feminine.
the little spoon. The fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just trying to figure out examples.
I know. It's like it's on a different level. Like
Like, are you talking about like being like open about like your emotions and your feelings type of submissive? Like
a
like
little bit. Yeah.
Or like
I like when I'm trying to think. Certain things like maybe them just understanding women in that sense, like well enough to where it's like maybe in the sense like I'm that kind of person that would like a relationship where we do certain types of meditations together where it's like
tantric.
yeah, that I think that's the word for it.
Like
Can you explain that to me?
So tantric sex, tantric education. Like there's so many things that are around tantric. So tantric is basically just a sexualized meditation.
Yeah, like stuff like that, to where it's like, I feel like they're just kind of like educated really in sex. Not just that though, like,
How's that feminine though? That's what I'm saying.
no, I mean, that's not really
feminine,
the
yeah.
point that I'm trying to get to, but that's another side of it.
Yeah.
But like non-sexually, like
Oh, I see.
I want
to deeply connect. So like,
yes, like just the connection.
yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. So we actually do this thing called Yum Gab. So it's like so basically she'll sit on me and we're both naked.
Yeah,
And then we're just like meditating. We're basically like doing like we're aligning our chakras. And then we're
on
also
like a spiritual level.
yes, and then we're
I
also
love that shit.
we're also basically breathing at the same time. So we're connecting breaths and stuff like that. So we do that.
Things like that, like on like I feel like those are certain things that some guys would be like, "Fuck no, I'm not doing that."
I'm
shit.
totally into
Yeah, but like that, I also find like maybe it's just when it like being educated.
I get how you
as,
could
like,
say
a
that's
human
feminine
being, or
though.
being
That definitely
open
would need to be in a
things.
relationship type mood.
Yeah, for sure.
That's definitely not something.
Yeah, but that's what I be on. I ain't on this hookup.
Yeah, you bring up you use me hook up with some. I think if you tell a chick that right off the first time, like, hey, listen, like it should be kind of weird. She'll be weirded out.
I think it just depends. So like if you meet somebody that's already in that, like, you know, like
True.
you meet them in like a fucking, I don't know, true fusion, and then you're like, hey, you want to do like a tantric
You would almost
meditation?
expect that.
Yeah. You'd be like, they'd be like, oh yeah, I always wanted to try tantric like sex and stuff like that. Let's do that. And then it's like, all right, cool. But like if it's like some random chick you meet in the fucking bar, like, hey, want to go to my place and do some tantric sex stuff? What the fuck?
Yeah, she'd be like, I'm gonna go know how.
But yeah, you're right though. There's definitely a level of trust and connection that needs to be built before you get to that
And
point.
yeah, and a lot of guys like find that stuff to be like girly.
Yeah, I can see that.
But it's like you can be one thing and also be the right amount of the other thing. Like everything in moderation.
You know what's funny? I think it's your art brain. That's
for sure.
That's
yeah.
what
Like
you're
I'm
talking about.
such a romantic. I feel
It's it's definitely your color brain. That's where all of your energy stems from.
yeah. So I don't like I'm just not into guys that like just want to fuck and then like talk about the stock market.
That makes sense why it actually makes sense why you didn't get into porn, because you need a deeper level of connection.
For real. Like I need that.
Yeah, for sure.
That. Like I won't. That's the other thing is I won't sleep with you if I don't like see myself dating you. Kind of deal. Which, there are definitely times where I'm like, I love this guy.
Yeah.
And like I didn't really know. But that, you just learn things as you get older. Like that wasn't love. That was just lust.
Yeah, for sure. Damn. I'm getting so deep in my brain right now with much stuff that I just can't even put it out right now.
Yeah, that's definitely a course you have to
write out
I would completely,
Yeah.
I would read a book on this.
There's
all the
so
books
many
and literature that's coming to your brain right now, send that shit to me.
I have so many orgasm books in my office.
All them dudes can read that.
Okay, so like because I started like really young, right?
Yeah.
So I just started buying books. Like I would go to Barnes and Noble.
Wow.
This is before Amazon was like a thing, right? So I would go to Barnes and Noble and then I would just buy books on like orgasms and shit. And it was so weird because like I was like a fucking young kid and they would be like, whatever, right? But the reality is I didn't even buy them. I just fucking stole them because they're like little books like this big. And I didn't have money and I didn't want to ask my parents.
Yeah.
My parents were going to be
like, what books did you buy today?
Yeah, so I would just like get the tiny little books that were like this big and I'll just pocket them and like just walk out the store.
I mean, you could honestly like sit in there and read a fucking whole book.
Yeah. But then you're going to be like, I'm going to have a fucking heart on in my pants. And I'm just going to be like, oh, this is so weird. I'm in a public place. With my dick just.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Is it really like that easy sometimes?
Yeah. Sometimes it's really. The older.
Like just because like is it that easy only when like you haven't?
No. I mean, it's just all. I mean, I think as you get older, you probably pop less boners though.
Just imagine like.
I feel like yeah. I mean, I'm just not like for example, like at the club, like a lot of girls are like, "Oh, how come you're not getting hard?" It's like because I'm not aroused right now. It's like I think the older I get, the more it takes to me get sexually stimulated, basically.
Yeah.
So like if some girl just shows me tits and stuff, I'm like, all right, whatever.
Right.
But if like there's some type of connection, it could be even a little bit of connection, then it starts catching my attention. Then it has to be like a build up too. It can't just be like, hey, let's go fuck. Because then I'm like,
I'm not ready.
Wait, hold up, what's going on?
It's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But when I was younger, I think I could just pop boners whenever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you just be sitting in class.
Yeah.
And you just be like, oh fuck.
Well, and like,
you're like, shit,
morning wood's still a thing.
Yes, it is. For me, at least.
I know for a lot of guys it is.
Morning wood.
Oh yeah, I love morning woods.
Yeah. It sucks at the same time though, because you're like trying to take a piss and you're like, I'm gonna fucking piss all over the floor, dude.
Then sometimes you decide to torture yourself and you're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go back to sleep.
Yeah.
But something about waking up and just pushing it against the bed or a pillow or something, you're like, oh, I feel so good.
Well,
Good morning, Steve Baz.
I'll say like morning sex be hit 10.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of morning sex because
Really?
yeah, I just get lazy.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Because I use my testosterone throughout the day, so I'm like getting shit done, right? So like if I have sex, it's got to be on a weekend when I'm not doing shit. You know what I mean? It's got to be on a day where.
Well, and that makes sense if like your fucking sessions aren't 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean sometimes.
Well, yeah, I mean like but
yeah.
you wanna put some effort in there.
Yeah,
which
for
is
sure.
Nice.
It's nice to like reevaluate because like I noticed that like in every relationship you start getting into your habits.
Yeah.
And then when you get into your habits, it becomes like, okay, let's do it for like 15 minutes because we don't have that much time. And then it's like 30-minute sex.
Like,
and then,
nah, you gotta make time for shit.
Yeah.
Otherwise it won't last.
Yeah. And then like just having like a chest full of toys is also very helpful too. Cause like now you're like, pick your weapon.
Yeah. I was like really into toys and stuff with my ex, but like he wasn't really like a vibrator, but like that was it.
Oh, I see. He wasn't like into like the shit that I probably have.
Yeah,
Like-
probably not. I mean, like he wasn't, but I'm.
One of the funnest toys I've had was a vibrator that you can control with your phone.
Oh, yeah.
And it was
Oh, I
Bluetooth
thought-
connected. So like it was my ex at the time. She lived in another state.
Wow.
Yeah, so because we're long distance, so she'll be there, and I'm like, hey, put it inside you while you're going to work, and I'm like,
See, I find that shit so fun.
she's like, stop, I'm gonna get in an accident. I'm like, no, I'm not stopping.
Yeah.
But I mean, because it was long distance, you gotta get a little creative, with certain things,
For sure.
So I have a friend that I manage her like OnlyFans account,
Oh, okay.
but we have an interesting relationship. It's still it's very friendly. We've never done any hookup stuff,
Yeah.
but she's like really disappointed with her man's performance and stuff like that because he's not very into a lot of things.
Yeah.
But she bought a toy like that too, and she's like, oh, as soon as it comes in, because it's supposed to come in like next week or something, she's like, I'm gonna give you the app password and code and everything, and you're gonna do it because I know my fucking man isn't gonna fucking use that as much as I want him to. And I'm like, hell yeah, let me know. I'll fucking use the shit out of that.
Bringing that up, like I think like a lot of like these women that get like older and stuff like that, and they get married and stuff. A lot of them resort to cheating and stuff like that because their man's not putting it down.
Yeah, for
like 100%. Because like we work at a club, and I asked them like they're like, oh yeah, and usually it leads to like, yeah, my man, like I love him to death and stuff, but he doesn't dick
the
me.
habits.
Yeah, he doesn't dick me down like he used to, or it doesn't work like it used to, or whatever. Like I remember this one time it was like we hung out with like a group of people, and it wasn't like anything sexual, but we just started venting. She started venting about her husband and stuff. And she was like, I love him to death. I wouldn't want to do anything to him, blah blah blah, but he just doesn't fuck me, and I don't know why. Is it me? Is it him? Blah blah blah. And all this stuff, and it's like, damn.
That's what happens when like I said, like the whole habits thing. You get complacent.
I'm comfortable.
Yeah, and then that's when I noticed a lot because I used to work at a salon too, and like women would come in, and I would know these women because you know how it is in the salon.
Yeah,
You guys vent about everything in a salon, dude. I know when the divorce is about to happen before it fucking happens. You know what I mean? Like, and women would just come in, they would just be like, oh yeah, like it's just not the same. Like when we were young, we would fuck everywhere, and like he'd put it in here, and we can go for hours, and now it's just like he comes home and he doesn't even want to touch me. Yeah, it's like but
I've definitely found myself in that situation. But like also it taught me that like me wanting the things that I want, which is like a long-term partner, and like I also want someone that's gonna like ride it out. So like there's gonna be times where like things are like that, and learning from my experiences, like I would never. That I feel like that's a big part of what why I left my last relationship, and it's selfish
because of the complacence.
No, well that it was like the comfortability. Yeah, like we just were, it was like it was a bunch of different things, but it all came down to like that.
So your female brain kicked in, is what you're telling me.
Totally.
So like you wanted more, which is hypergamy.
So it was like my head started turning at like these other people that would give me the attention that I was looking for, and I'd be like, whoa, this is bad. Like that's when I knew like this was bad, because there was like I'm a loyal ass bitch. So when I know things are bad, when it's like,
you're starting to have eyes for other people. And that's exactly like when I try to tell people, like my girl is just not interested in other guys, because that's what it's like. Like when a woman is down for you, she doesn't have eyes for any other man.
Right.
She's just like, okay, whatever. Right. It doesn't, like, no other guy is attractive, because she's like, oh, you're putting it on me. You're giving me everything I need and more. It's all attention based, right? So when that starts to slip, that's when the women start looking other places.
And it's awful, because it's like, I feel like obviously it goes both ways, but like if you want something to work and you choose, especially when it comes to like marriage, like you choose to spend your life with that person. If you're going to take it to that extent, you are making a commitment to be with that person till death.
You're literally like it's all of your vows that you have to like uphold.
So like you need to put in the work when things are, and like, obviously there's things that happen that, just are deal breakers for people. But I really feel like something so little like that. Like when I started experiencing that, and in the moment I was like, well, I'm not getting what I need. And I'm so unhappy and I'm so lonely, but I'm in this relationship and all these things. But then like looking back, I'm like, that was like, I'm not like, I'm glad that I'm single. Like I'm glad I'm not with him anymore. Like,
you're young anyway. So
yeah. But, like, I also feel like that was stupid.
I mean, that's where it comes down to, like, communication's key, you know?
Yes.
And then not just communicating, but also being able to listen, you know? Like, you can communicate all you want, but if the other person's not listening, then it's not going to make a fucking difference either, you know?
And like, it was like, I wrote it out. Like, it was a long time of me being unhappy before I left and having those conversations where I would just get the same answer every time. And, you know, at the last time I was just like.
But you know what's another thing too about communicating? Like, because like the conversation we were talking about earlier with the other person, one thing she was doing, the way she was bringing it up to her husband was like very like degrading.
Oh yeah.
And to her, it didn't seem degrading.
She white?
Yeah, she was a white girl.
Yeah.
But to her, it didn't seem degrading. And then the way she's telling us, we're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. The reason he probably doesn't feel this way is because everything you just told us makes us feel degraded. And we're not even fucking you.
Yeah.
That comes from like that, because that's when you have that, what's it called? When it's like
Pent up anger.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're just
there's a word for it.
like you're feeling repressed.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Because it's like almost in the way, like, you know, like you say, example, like you're trying to get it down with your like whoever significant other, and all of a sudden, like you're like, dude, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
But even though you didn't mean it in a negative way,
Oh, you're being like passive aggressive.
no, I think it's like, I guess like, I can't think of the word, but pent up anger. Like, it's just like you take so much that like you get to the point where you just kind of, but it's like you don't realize that what
just
you're
fucking
saying.
snap, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, especially because women are like, you know, a lot more, okay, like they just kind of take a little bit more before, like they're not as confrontational all the time.
Yeah.
Which like you should be, but it's like for me especially, like I struggle with that a lot. So like, you know, I had to learn how to like communicate this shit, because I was like, otherwise I'm just gonna like be unhappy the rest of my life in this relationship. But yeah, I think it definitely, like, you can't talk to a man a certain way and expect to get
results.
Yeah.
like if it makes him feel like less of a man, then his ego goes down.
Right.
And then his
And
ego
then
goes
he's
down. Then
really
he's
not
not
gonna
gonna want
fuck
to
you.
fuck. He's like, oh man, I'm just like, I feel like a little bitch. Like, why would I want to fuck you now? You know. But like you bring it up the right way, like, hey, you know, like I love the way you do it, but if you did it this way, I don't know, because
That's not even the right way to
just
do
even
it.
like just
You'd have to
taking
be like
your feelings out of it, being like, this is like the facts. This is what I'm noticing.
Well, yeah, I guess you could say that, but like if you're trying to get fucked good, like I think, and you're not trying to be mean or anything about it, I think you need to put it out there as a suggestion, like, babe, do you want to tie me up tonight? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love it when you do this,
Right,
or whatever.
but then it's like the tiniest, especially for women, the tiniest bit of hint of like rejection, especially when you go like out of your way to try something new or bring something new into the bedroom, and then it's like you get the littlest bit of like, sure.
Yeah, but the same thing could happen the same thing could happen for a guy as well. Like, you know, like what if he has like problems getting super hard, right? And then you say something about now that he's in his head, like, oh man.
Oh yeah.
And then that fucks up the whole thing,
Like,
you know?
like the forbidden.
Yeah.
Like the forbidden of like, oh, babe, is my dick big enough for you? And then it's like, oh no, it's perfect though for me. That's like, oh
yeah.
It's like, god damn, like I can't only imagine. Or like, no, my ex was bigger though.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh,
that's such a hit to the man's ego. If you, oh my god, and then you tell him right before you're having sex, and that's all he's thinking about. Her ex had a bigger dick than me.
Yeah, like for men, like I know women don't really care about penis size too much unless it's too small or too big. When it's like the extreme, then you guys care. But like if it's like somewhere in the middle, you guys don't give a fuck. But like for men, it doesn't matter. It's like one of those things that we were like, we cannot change.
You have to have the biggest dick on the planet.
Yeah,
for a girl.
Well, I mean, not necessarily, but it's like it's nice to hear like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? Especially like because we view our women as like these you know, like just like little like I don't want to call them property, but
I
it's
mean,
like,
I get it.
You know what I mean? Like you guys are like a teddy bear for us growing up, and it's like, okay, well, you know, I don't want to picture 10 dicks going in my teddy bear.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And if it has been 10 dicks, I want to be the biggest fucking dick. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. I've had there was my first boy, the one that I dated after high school. It was like my 19th birthday, and we got a suite at like one of the hotels, and it was like the next morning, and like first fucking thing in the morning, he's like, "Am I the biggest you ever had?" And mind you, like he was big, like definitely like second, but like I literally I
didn't tell him that. Yeah, you're big, but definitely second.
I would never, but I literally was like and immediately he flipped his shit.
Yeah, the pause right there.
Flipped his shit, and I was like, I didn't even answer you.
Like I remember this one time happened to me with one of my exes, and you know, I don't know how we came on this topic. We're driving, and I was like, I don't know how the fuck it came up, but it was like, do I fuck better than certain so? And they're like, no, you guys fuck about the same.
Oh my god.
Oh, I just want to crash my car, but not gonna lie, like
that was like a trigger for y'all.
yeah, just
Like I would never.
That's like, okay, that's like if I was like, oh, hey, you asked me, right? Like, your baby, is my pussy super tight and super wet? And I'd be like, I mean, I've had, better.
yeah, for me, it's an automatic response when a chick says, "Is my pussy?" I'm like, "Oh, it's so fucking good. It's the best pussy I ever had."
That's right.
Oh, I love how wet it is.
It's like there's two things you never do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, like during sex, of course.
Okay, hold on though. But
like,
let me get this across. The number one thing that we all knew growing up was that you always tell your mom and your girlfriend that she's the best fucking cook ever. Because if you lie or if you tell her the truth and her cooking fucking sucks, you're fucked.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I use the same rule for a woman's vagina.
Exactly.
The best pussy I've ever had in my life. So wet, so juicy.
I would
so
not
warm.
want to hear anything other than that.
Exactly.
So I get
Yeah, it's like an automatic response. Even if the pussy is whack as fuck, I'm like, the pussy's so fucking good. Oh my god, I love it.
Ladies,
I can't get enough of it.
if you hear that, I wouldn't trust those.
Yeah, but the thing
is.
is, sometimes it is that good. I'm still if it's that good or that bad, my reaction is exactly the same.
No, I'm pretty honest. To be honest, like
Yeah, I feel like I'm not gonna.
I'd be like, you could go to the gym, do more squats or something.
In a
but that's about their fitness.
conversation, in a normal conversation, like I wasn't planning on honestly, like his was like fucking big, and I was, I feel like it caught me off guard, but I never ever, even if it wasn't, would have been like, no, I was just like, how do I answer this question? And
it's the best.
And like,
that's how you answer it. It's the best.
Yeah.
That's why. No, that's that. It goes down to the whole like, babe, but it's perfect for me. And it's like, fuck that.
Yeah, but if you're like, oh, it's the biggest dick, and some people might just get in their head like, no, there's no way it's the biggest dick.
Yeah.
Because sometimes
but it's still ego.
Yeah, but if you're like, it's the best dick I've had.
Yeah, it's the hardest dick.
Yeah, it's the best dick I've had.
This is the greatest question. This has been stirring up in my brain for weeks because I wanted to find the perfect time to do it, and I think it is now. Is the comparable a man's dick, right? The hardness of a man's dick, is it comparable to a woman's wetness?
yeah, because if you're not wet, like that shit is not fun.
But you get what I'm saying, though? Like,
yeah, I get what
I
you're
don't
saying.
know.
So if the dick's not as fully hard, is that like for us, for example, if the pussy's not wet, we're like, what's wrong? Like, is something matter?
Like as far as like what the opposite.
Yeah.
penis
So the
thinking.
penis isn't as hard. Is there something like going through your head that's like, is there something wrong with me? Like
That's only ever happened like a round two kind of deal.
but I always felt like that.
hard.
I always felt like there's not a lot. Like, I've heard a lot of stories from a lot of women where it's like, yeah, he just can't get it up, or he just can't last long enough, and it's like, is that the same? Like, it's almost,
No, that's not the same. I would wait.
I'm saying, like, in a sense of like, for us men, we like the fact of like, oh, tight in a wet vagina,
Yeah.
because if it's tight and then it's dry, it's like you can't really do anything. But for a woman, like for you guys, like I know
When it comes to like there's not as much I can do when you're a little wobbly.
I mean, there is stuff that you can do.
Well, I mean, right, but like when it comes to just like in the moment or like writing or something, I'm like, damn, I can't really like don't want to like bend it. So
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, are you kind of like, oh, like,
yeah, I wouldn't love that, but like it's never happened. I feel like to me in a moment that I wouldn't expect it.
well, I mean, I'm just saying, because I think Blue Chew is blowing the fuck up right now because of that reason.
What is that?
It's like Cialis or Viagra for guys.
Oh, I saw this ad the other day that was like a mint Viagra.
Yeah, that's pretty much like Blue Chew.
Wow.
So it's like blowing up everywhere right now because I guess like men are having a lot more difficulties trying to like maintain their hard erection. So that's why I was just this question came into my brain. I was like, if this is the case, then it has to be that. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you have like a 10-inch dick. If you can't get it hard, then you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't matter how big your dick is. If you just can't maintain that erection, you're kind of screwed. So
Yeah.
I was just thinking,
I would
but
agree with that.
yeah, but the reality of a 10-inch dick is like 1 in a million. So, or 1 in many millions.
Really?
Yes, it's not possible. And women think they have bigger dicks than they've actually had, but it's you guys have shitty perception of measurement.
Yeah. Probably. I honestly like don't.
What is 1 inch? Do you know?
Yes, it's this. Well, cut out my nail. I have small hands, but it's like your knuckle to the tip of your thumb is about an inch. I know I have to measure shit all day long. art.
To the tip of your thumb or the tip of your nail?
Well, my
big is
nails
6
are
inches?
long.
How big is 6 inches?
That many.
That's about 7.
Show her your phone. Your phone's about 6 inches.
That's like, okay. That's
That's fucking
but
8
like,
inches long.
plus or minus an inch. Like,
That's 2 inches.
Look, you have 6 inches.
There's always
She thinks you have 8.
There's always the
How big is 3 inches?
It might be 3 and
No, I think you're about right.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, so if you have 3 inches, she's pretty accurate.
If you have 6 inches, it's like 2 extra inches, so you're good. Yeah, but
That's funny.
well, I just wanted like if we had
No, for sure.
yeah, if we had sponsorship, this would be a great episode to just plug Blue Chew, vibrators, and all types of
for real.
Yeah.
yeah. So we're getting to that point, but I'm just gonna drop the course because I don't give a fuck. I think the course is gonna be way better for everyone.
do.
Yeah.
I will share it.
Can you want to be a model?
Sure. I'm not really.
It could be your first porn gig.
No.
No, we won't show your
Are you
face.
buying me a house?
We'll wear you a mask, and then we just have to. We just
How
I
Oh,
have
that shit, yeah.
tattoos. I got too many.
Okay,
So you
so
got identifying tattoos.
we'll make you wear leggings with just a slit in the middle. Yeah, so nothing can be seen except for your. And then it'll be
With
like, and then it'll be
consent.
like, this is where the clit is.
Jeez.
Damn.
DM me. I'm kidding.
DM her, guys. DM her, guys.
No, not y'all.
Oh, okay. We will definitely DM you. Don't worry about that.
Oh no.
Oh,
She's
okay.
like- in her head, she's like, oh yes,
Yes.
No. I'm being celibate.
you're blushing.
She's like, no face, no case,
That's
baby.
because there's
Like in that region?
I don't know. Wait, in like what region?
That region.
My stomach?
No, like further down. Then you're good.
And that one's gonna know. It just look like a regular vagina.
No, it won't. Look better. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, you're right. It'll be the best fucking vagina ever. Oh my god, the prettiest I've ever
The
seen.
wettest and the tightest,
You
baby.
ruined it already. Sorry, guys.
We weren't in the
Don't
middle.
believe his words.
Yeah, we were in the middle of
don't.
fucking.
But I'm harsh though. I am very harsh.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Because I have to be like that. Like in a BDSM like world, like you have to be like disciplined. Like you have to kind of discipline them and then be honest about it.
Yeah, mine are mostly like hookups here and there, so I can't be like in a real like growing. Because imagine like I just met a girl at the bar. I'm like, she comes over, she's like, oh, is my pussy good? I'm like, it's all right.
Well,
She'd be like, out of here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's like an art to it, though.
Yeah.
Like if I submitted her all the way down.
Well, yeah, if you're doing that type of way.
Yeah,
but
and I was like, all right, whose pussy is it? Why is it this way? Because, master, you just fucked me loose. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, oh. I like how we just like,
yeah, we just make a reaction.
like, yeah, I like that. I like that. Can we do it
It's
now?
been a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
So I'm gonna go flick the bean when I go home.
Yeah. Talk about
been a
this.
long time since that too.
Really?
Just been busy.
Oh, that's cool. That's understandable. You know what's funny? I love the girls that say that they're homebodies because I just know exactly what the fuck they're doing at home. They're just masturbating all fucking day. Right?
When I was like younger and like didn't work so much, yeah.
I'm just gonna
I would
flick the bean.
like so look forward to just like not just like I'm like all fucking day it's going down.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Are you like a bad dragon girl? Do you know what that is?
I don't know.
Oh, never mind. You're definitely
No, explain.
Oh, bad dragons are like these crazy looking dildos that are like tentacles and like there's all types of crazy shit. But like you just shove these massive dildos inside of you.
No.
Yeah, I know. As soon as I said bad dragon, you didn't know. Then
Yeah.
like the last one, she was like, "Oh, bad dragon? Oh yeah." Like we were like, "Oh, she knows exactly what I'm talking about."
Yeah, I don't. No.
But I was checking out your Instagram and I thought it was great because like we were trying to figure out like, all right, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to bring up? And I just love it. It's so wholesome. You don't have like a whole bunch of pictures of yourself that like makes you look like a thotty thought. You know what I mean? Because there's like so many Instagrams out there. I'm like,
Like every photo is like
yeah,
look at this
yeah,
thing.
titties, ass, yeah, like vagina
Sex
almost
appeal.
popping out. Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't give a fuck about likes and like that kind. Like I'm gonna, especially too, because like this was like supposed to be my fitness Instagram and my personal one got like hacked.
Oh, I see.
So this was just kind of the one that I would post like more real shit on. And then I just kind of was like, all right, like I'm not really gonna go out of my way to like make this anything else. Like, at that point I was just like, I don't even want Instagram, but like the main reasons like I have social media are because I feel like there are a lot of things like you can learn But yeah, I didn't like that whole like only have a social media because you want to be seen.
I love the fact that you just said that, because like I feel like so many people nowadays, especially women or girls, they're chasing this like dopamine fix of like likes and follows.
Totally.
And, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's so bad, especially if you're like, especially the fact that like the youth now has like such a huge amount of like depression forced among them from like swiping endlessly and like staying
Fuck
indoors.
with your brain.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, well now of course we understand why everybody's depressed, right? Because they're not getting that dopamine hit of like not 1,500 likes on one fucking photo or whatever of titties all out.
Yeah.
And then the fact that like women have to like degrade themselves online.
And it's so true though, but like because like you see a girl post a scandalous photo and she gets like double the amount of likes than like a regular fucking selfie or a picture with her boyfriend or with her mom.
Oh,
like
yeah.
but like it's like we as people like totally play into that. It's like if I saw a picture of Riri fucking and she looks bad as fuck and she's like half naked, I'm like, oh my god, yes, Riri. And then it's like she's posting like her in the hospital giving birth, which I'm just making this like giving birth to her brand new baby. I'm just like, oh, I mean, in that moment,
I get
but like
you.
other people would just be like, oh, cool.
Or
you know?
No, I get you. Like it's true. Like,
So, but it's like where it's a cycle. It's like where do you stop it?
yeah, it's so funny because the boyfriend pictures are hilarious. Those are like have like 16 likes, and like all the others like 1,500,
like
2,000.
they're really close friends.
Yeah,
All the guys are like, "Oh, she's fucking taken."
Yeah.
And they stalk the page when she breaks up.
Where her friend, they do that. They go through her following. Well, I know she got some baddie friends.
Do you want to plug your Instagram at all?
Yes, I'll do it right this time. Maddie Fit, MADDDIE, and then fit with 2 T's.
Oh, perfect.
And that's the gram. That's all I really have.
And then one last question. So, are you ever down? I know you're like camera shy, but are you down ever to do like a fitness video ever?
I've always wanted to do that. Yeah, I feel like y'all are cool. I'm like comfortable. So yeah, I would.
Okay, cool. Because we're planning on like releasing another part of our channel, which is like Waku Fit, and then we're gonna do.
Oh my god, cool.
We're gonna do a Waku food channel too.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
But I don't know though, because you're pretty serious about your fitness, so I don't know if I want to cross you into the food, because we're gonna pig the fuck out.
No, I will fucking eat, my guy. Don't get it twisted.
All right, cool.
All you can eat tacos?
Huh?
All you can eat tacos?
Yeah.
She's probably got a standard for tacos though.
Not for all you can eat.
He found this place where it's like all you can eat tacos for $20, and
Every Wednesday.
What is it?
I forgot the name.
Oh,
But,
but it's so good you forget the name.
well, I haven't been there yet. My friend went there.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so then he said the tacos aren't top 5, but for all you can eat, they're really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'll fuck with that. For all you can eat, fuck
Oh
it.
yeah.
it's gonna be like a food competition. Who can eat the most tacos?
Yeah.
Down.
But you ain't got nothing on me.
Sea bass.
I'm gonna go hit legs that day too.
Say yo prayers. All right.
Okay. Every time I hear a girl say she eat more than me, I'm like, bet, let's go.
I will. You know what Catholics say? Like have you seen Dante's Inferno?
Yes.
You know that level of hell called gluttony? I'm probably gonna end up there.
You're gonna be a glutton.
Okay. We'll find out. Stay tuned, guys, for the next Waku eating competition. Who will eat more, Waku or Maddie?
Find out next time on WAKURADIO.
Life of a hustler.
Check me out.
Life of a
See me on the
hustler.
road, I'm in hustle mode. Real estate mogul, commercial real estate.